Action. All right, I'm taking back over, everyone. Welcome back. This is session one
B.
of the B team. Here we go. We are all back together, but in order to kick off and get things rolling with the B team, so that in case someone misses later, we can have something to fall back on. So, getting everything set up so that this is our backup plan in case we can't play our main game of Shard Hunters, which I don't even know what session we're on there. But I'm back, and we're getting ready to roll. So names, I don't know names of everyone yet. We'll figure that out. All right, I'll turn it over to the GM because we have nothing to recap outside of we're in a shipwreck.
Audio sounds good, Corey.
Outstanding, thank you.
Okay. Last time, when we started off with the B team, we managed to stay on board the ship long enough for it to be destroyed by unknown assailants. Although it is known that pirates do frequent these waters thanks to the Water Nation and their aggressive piracy of everyone in the water who they think owe them rights of passage, basically. So the crew aboard your ship did a pretty good job of trying to keep everyone alive, but the ship went down with all hands after some giant creature lifted the ship out of the water and broke it in half before it was hit with a fireball and dropped the boat. And everyone manages to wake up waterlogged and worse for wear, but on the beach in the sand as the waves lap at them. The only thing each of you notice as you awaken is that you are now wearing just your skivvies because someone has looted everything off of all of you.
No.
Along with the five of you, there is also two or three other corpses laying on the beach. You recognize some of them as crew members, and others you don't even recognize at all.
Should we check and see if any of them are alive?
As you look their way, two of them look like they've been about 75% consumed, and then two of them look like they are fresh cadavers, but there are large pieces sticking into them.
I'm gonna
Of the
look and say. I'm gonna look and say. Well, never mind. I think we can tell from here.
Well, that's just great. Um, well, I don't know. I feel a little exposed. Uh, do we have some palm leaves or something we could cover up with?
Well, I definitely think we need to check our surroundings and see
Whoever
what.
it is that stripped you did manage to leave you all in your undergarments. They
I
at least
imagine they didn't
barely
want
have
to see
that
that.
much decency. But you can tell the shipwreck has been combed through.
I am desperately looking to see if I can find my star knife.
Um, do we see any weapons? Any a club, a stick, a sword, my shield?
The beach is strewn with large portions of the ship and pieces of wood and other material, but you can see that there's been a lot of activity on this beach lately.
Mm.
What
I
kind of activity? Like, what are we seeing?
You're not with all the sand. It's hard to you can't identify individual motions or movements, but there has been someone combed this beach fairly well, but left you all here.
We should follow the tracks.
we
If
Just
we
they're
have
that,
we've got no we have no weapons whatsoever. And you wanna follow some carnivorous animals?
whoever stripped us had some kind of intelligence.
The
We're not
tracks look
dead.
like animals.
There are some animal tracks. Most of the animal tracks are going in and out of the ocean.
can I check if there's any human tracks?
Mmm.
Not on this sand. The
Or
sand is too combed over to really get any good identification for what the track is.
Can I track outside of the sand? See if there's any tracks out there.
You can, but you're going to have to walk all the way across the beach because it's a pretty large. You're on a long, low beach shelf that most likely, when the tide comes in at night, is underwater.
So can we look and see if there's a large, like, if we know that the beach has been heavily trafficked, we're going to be able to see in a distance, like a path where they're going off that same way?
Yes, there is
Okay.
a section straight to the north where all the trails seem to converge going into the jungle.
Let's go. Let's start trying to
Sorry,
go in there.
that was my fault.
And yes, Core, you can find bits of pieces of ship to easily give yourself basic armaments.
All right, that's step one for me.
We're going to craft some basic wood armor.
I
Are
just,
you
I just want to
walking?
come up.
Sounds like a good
I-
deal of
I'm with you
time.
there. That's a good idea. I think we should
Zago,
definitely get another
make
club.
a perception check.
Perception.
It's going to take me a while to get everyone's names.
Yes. Sorry,
I had to-
stream. I had no way of putting those in. Well, I did.
Come
I
on.
wasn't prepared.
All right. As you're looking around, apparently underneath you in the sand, but just close enough that your foot picked it, you do find that knife of yours.
Yes.
Do you see my armor? My all of my armor. Did you kick that up as well?
I see nothing else.
Eve,
If-
did you see your text?
Yeah, I did. I was gonna say if they start heading towards the jungle, I'll like make myself known,
Okay.
kind of thing.
Can I go start headed towards the jungle?
Well, metagame
Are you going to
runner.
head
He's like-
straight in the jungle without trying to find an improvised weapon?
He's like, I feel like I heard something.
I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find an improvised weapon, but
I'm definitely also looking for
I've been wanting to go. in
looking
the
for a
jungle.
weapon as well.
All right. Everyone can see up this direction on the beach. There is some debris from the ship. There's plenty of pieces of wood, and there could be something left in there because
Thank you.
you don't know if they took just valuables or even poor items too.
I'm gonna check the boat to see if there's anything that we could use as weapons or armor.
Thinking there's just a boat on the shore? Is there a boat on the shore?
There's
No,
pieces of the boat.
there's
Okay.
pieces of the boat, so I could check like if there's still stuff that
Yeah.
not just wood.
I'd like to do a search as well.
Over here, it looks like a large cask, the kind that wine and other things will be delivered in.
My screen
up
is
here?
mostly black.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
all black.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're-
all black.
me
Except for
too.
my
Anyone else see
character.
anything?
I
No.
see
We
my
only see
token.
my like right around my token.
I don't even have a
You-
token.
You have tokens?
Hold
We
on,
might have to
second.
zoom out some.
Oh,
The
here we go.
visibility-
Yes.
Hold on. Before we do anything, the visibility may be messed up on the tokens because we had that once before.
Right.
Oh, I thought that was for me.
See me. I'm beautiful. As it appropriate for a half orc.
Managed by rules based.
Apparently, it's very dark out here. I can't see a thing.
Hey, dummy, open your eyes.
Half orc.
Oh, is that what it is?
Alright, while he's doing that, I will do. Alright, everyone, gather around, gather up. Alright, first we need to figure out who we are, what skills we got available to us, and we need to figure out if we're alone on this island.
do you,
If
do
we
you
could-
think you're the leader? Is that
Shut
what
up,
you're doing?
sorcerer! Yes, silly elf, you helped us 0% on that boat, and now we're
I'm
here.
gonna stand directly behind her and just kind of peer over and use my intimidation to kind of
Good.
ensure that things are going the way they're supposed to go.
Alright, since you are willing
Well-
to talk, and nice democracy that we have in this ancient time.
Standing back, I'm
Democracy.
listening, but I'm quietly listening. Not like
Beautiful. I don't care if I'm the leader. I really don't. we need to get some organization going. And we are standing in the midst of a shipwreck. So if Elf, you would like to take the reins, please go ahead.
Oh.
I will wait for you.
I don't know what I did.
yeah, everything just reset.
Ah!
Nothing happened for me.
If you refresh, you should be good now.
Can't refresh.
So we're gonna get along with no
F5.
problems.
Yes,
Is that what
everyone
I'm
listen
hearing?
up. The elf is going to lead us now.
So y'all can
Oh,
see.
that's not what I was saying.
Yes,
I
I can
was
see.
testing your resolve.
Oh, goddess help me.
Okay,
he has no
mine
spine. You do it.
says that I don't have a token.
I'm
so-
You
fine
don't
with
have a
working
token yet.
together.
Yeah, I'm just kind of chilling in the black area.
I mean, we're all here,
Oh, is this-
naked, on the
any
beach. I
no,
think we can work together.
we've got our skimpies on. Our loungewear.
Base, basically naked.
Anyone have anything helpful
Much
to
better.
add to our conversation?
Do you see now, Eve?
Yeah,
I see,
get
I
it.
see, I see, I see.
I am grooming my fur.
Okay.
Stand.
So, several of
Hey.
you mentioned you want to find
Improvised weapons.
And as you can see over here are pieces of the shipwreck.
Oh, I want to go to that.
Are you now?
Yeah.
I have left the group because I want. Good. Well,
Everyone's like, I see stuff.
quit preening yourself.
Cat, you gonna keep looking at yourself or come over here and help?
You're gonna stand in the water. I thought you didn't like water.
I'm still staying back.
Tell you what.
All right. As y'all approach the shipwreck and look around, you can find any types of clubs or basic, simple weaponry of that kind as you desire. In fact, you could even find something that would qualify as a crude spear or things like that too.
Okay. Do I have to roll for that?
No, what do you want?
I want a spear.
Okay, well hold on. I will pull it out.
Is there a length of chain laying around or anything like that?
Yeah, that just floated up on the.
Quit ruining my dream, Derek.
Metal material is gone.
I'm sorry, Peyton, but I couldn't help it.
There's no like chandelier in the ship's cabin or,
Well, for some reason, if it was in a,
It was
in
on
a
the
keg,
door
if it was in
Yeah.
a keg, it
with
might have.
DiCaprio.
If it was in a keg, it might have floated. But however, I don't think so.
Maybe if it was Captain America Shield.
Oh, can I do something different?
What is that?
Can I remove a femur from one of the bodies on the beach and
Is it
use that
possible?
as a club?
No.
Are you looking to get a bone knife or a club of bone?
Not even sure you have the skills to do something like
I
that.
suppose I shouldn't expect any different
Mac,
from an
you
orc.
have your
What
spear.
skill?
Yeah.
Who else wants what?
Pull leg from socket.
Club or spear?
I'll take a club, please.
Why is my name bowl of mac and cheese?
The GM has spoken.
There. So now, Jason, you have your club. Core, or should I say, Nicola?
I'll take a spear.
When it gets to me, I'm taking a spear.
Okay.
Star knife is not on my sheet yet.
Hold on, I gotta find it before I can do that.
Oh, good, buddy.
Sorry,
I don't have any treasure either. If you want to fix that.
Yes, some of the stuff imported over. I don't know where it came from.
Oh, really? Oh, star knife. Dun-dun-dun-dun. That looks different than what I expected, but that's fine with me.
All
Oh, I
right.
do have 2 gold pieces for some reason.
Hey, I had 2 gold pieces.
I found this in my butt.
I don't see where you have it because it's not on your sheet.
It's if you look at,
No, it says
I don't know
your
why
total
it's.
wealth.
Oh, because the star knife
The
must
star knife
cost.
is worth 2.
That makes sense. when you learn how to use your sheets.
Yeah, they've added a lot of new features for this.
We might have a little bit more interruptions tonight with the multitude of children here.
I want to check out what's over here.
Hold on.
I don't know what's going on with you and your. Oh, never mind. You got food. Like all I could see was your forehead.
At least it's not his feet.
Oh,
Again?
Again.
Making sure the equipment's the way I want it, so give me 1 second. Okay. All of y'all look decent.
You're
All right, what did you say, Mac?
I want to look over here.
Where? You're not highlighting anything yet. Ah,
Oh, it's hard to see. Real hard to see.
I had to zoom out.
Dude, he was like all the way over here, and all of a sudden he's like, what is that way over there? I'm gonna walk past all this stuff.
Okay, y'all can move again.
You've got some pretty good eyes there if you're looking all the way over there.
Any ideas? If not, let's search the shipwreck for food or water or things we can use to survive. If no one else does, that's what I'm doing.
Sails
I
and
want to check
rigging
this
would be
box
good.
over here.
Okay.
Rope.
Yeah.
Eve, you notice them. They're starting to get fairly close to the jungle.
Okay, I'll walk over slowly, not very threatening, because
All right, you can move now.
oh, I don't even know where they are. I don't actually see my character anymore.
Is that an attack?
Down here.
You know what? It's not popping up.
Here, let me just. You're on the beach now.
Okay, good. Okay, characters popped up again. So
You see you now?
yep.
All right, Jason, you have just managed to somehow kick sand into your eyes, and you do not see anything at all. In fact, you're blinded for the next 5 minutes.
Oh, dang.
I'm gonna be like screaming about an attack and being attacked. Watch out.
It's like
Right.
right now, that's the biggest thing
Matt?
I'm doing is just watching over.
The area you're at, you notice someone has set down a segment of cloth that has been tied up with rope.
Who is this?
Mac.
Okay.
He's the one that's gone off by himself.
A segment of cloth that's tied in by rope.
Yep, it looks like there's 2 rolled up pieces of cloth. If you examine it, you're pretty sure it's sails from the boat.
Okay.
Or at least sail material.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Riker, you find a smashed open shipping crate where all the belongings inside have been removed, and it looks like it was smashed open with a heavy metal tool of some kind. It's all you can tell.
Very interesting.
Jason, while cursing the sand that he kept in his eyes, has managed to make a reflex save now. He trips, but gracefully recovers and does not land face first as he trips over the thing next to him that he's been trying to search around.
Wow.
Everyone sees him stumble as he curses. Nicola, you find that inside the remains of this dinghy from the boat, it looks like someone had tried to hide underneath it, but was totally buried by the sand and the waves.
Ooh, it's rough.
And their body has not been picked over.
Do I see anything on the body? Can I look it over, see if there's anything valuable
See if
or
you can find your armor.
anything
The only thing you do notice is that they are a pale blue complexion with elf ears.
pale blue. Interesting. I can't place the race at all outside.
It's a sea elf.
Sea elf. They're not
They're
wearing.
the ones that are known to be the pirates for the
Ooh.
most part.
I
But they're also the largest slavers in the coastal region, so they have a lot of pirates that aren't elves as well.
Okay. I'll punch him in the face. Make sure he's dead.
He is buried in the sand underneath the boat, buried in the sand.
You know, better safe than sorry.
Yes, he is completely deceased. There's a crab running around in his mouth.
Nice. All right. But nothing else on him. Can I dig in the sand around him?
You're going to have to basically unbury part of the boat to get him out.
Hmm. Well, I mean, this. Anything
Nicola,
else
what do you
around the?
have
Well,
over
you do have
there?
the strength. You could yank, but you might rip it in half.
I know Jasam would probably like that. That brute.
All right. While you're contemplating that, Zago, you notice someone walk out of the water.
out of the water. Okay. Do they look like they're ragged like us, or are they dressed?
They are not dressed immaculately because it looks like they've been in the ocean for a while. Odds are they wouldn't be carrying all their stuff with them because they went out for a long swim.
So they look like they just went out, like not like they came off a shipwreck like us, but like they were just lounging in the water.
They're waterlogged to the point that you guess they've been in the water for a couple hours.
Can I check if there's tracks by the rock I
I
found?
I would like to kind of place myself between them and the people that I've kind of decided I'm trying to protect.
You already currently are.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll just kind of keep that. I'm going
All
to
right.
keep my eye on them because I'm not. I don't want to go straight into aggression or anything like that. But
Yeah.
um,
All
keeping
right.
my eye.
Mac, make a survival check. You can tell that two beings sat down where you're at were eating lunch, but then something with larger, heavier footprints came from another direction down the beach, and they ran off towards the jungle.
I follow the tracks that they're running off with, the way they ran off too.
If you do that, you're just going to be running off into the jungle by yourself.
I say, would I notice possibly that he's starting to run off into the jungle, and
Well, there
I'd
goes
call out,
Mac.
"Please stay with us."
I'm gonna yell out, I wouldn't let your friends go in the jungle.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Friends.
Do you know of this
Friends, you
jungle?
barely know each other.
No friends?
Mm,
You weren't on the ship.
No, it wasn't.
Were you here, or are you from the water?
Well, I can't be from the water, but I'm here. I live around here, but this
But
Within the
isn't
not in
next
the
safe.
island
water.
over.
Yeah, it's not safe here.
What is the danger?
This whole island.
Is the island alive?
Well, I tend not to come here, so I'm not sure, but people don't normally come back from here.
I'll turn to the rest of them. You all might want to come over here and hear what this young lady has to say. She seems to have knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
Where is she?
I'll learn knowledge. I love knowledge.
That one can't even see, so
Yeah,
you're
I'm
not
gonna
gonna make it far.
I'm gonna
Jason,
stumble out to the ocean and like plunge my head in and wash my face off.
Jason, the salt water. Okay, he's fine. He's fine. Oh, I gotta click.
You not be all the way over.
Do you have shelter?
Not here.
But you have it.
Yeah.
Why is he going to the water? Does he realize he can't see?
Just wash my face. Just wash my face off.
All right, hold on. Make another reflex save. Okay. On your way to the water, you managed to trip over the barrel that was there and land face first into the sand since you are totally blind right now.
Okay, I will just like staying on my stomach, just pull myself towards the sound of the water.
Pardon me for a second. I'll be back in just a moment. Come on.
How
Come
are
on.
you the ones that
I'll
made
just-
it?
You just see me in the background just dragging him to the water.
Well,
I can do this.
Come on, no,
I'm
fine.
very
come on.
buoyant.
Dragging.
That's how I'm very buoyant. I float very well.
I'd consider us lucky more than anything else.
Me too.
Maybe even blessed.
Maybe the sea likes you.
I don't know about that. I look at the water a bit ominously.
Look at the water and just plunging his head in. Just.
Okay,
Wait,
you managed to get this.
is Zygo dry yet, or is
eyesight is restored.
Zygo dry yet, or are they still sopping wet?
Is what?
He's wanting to know if the cat is still wet.
Because a wet cat, it's pretty scary.
Well, cats all have the ability to do that little shimmy shake that makes the water go poof.
I definitely was doing that. I probably look like a giant marshmallow right now.
like Puss in Boots when he does it. It's
Definitely not menacing at all. It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Mr. Tinkles.
Well, I'll deal with the intimidation and you deal with the cuteness. How about that?
So you have shelter. I think we're going to need it. What is the time of day seem like at this?
It is early morning.
Okay.
Also, you're not wearing clothes, and you're gonna get really sunburnt out here. Do you have any like fabric or sails, or they make really good clothes?
I feel like they would be
Yes,
very
I don't get out
coarse.
much. I'm very pale.
Well,
I
I
would
mean-
definitely burn.
Is that what
After
you're
a
wearing?
while-
A sail?
Yeah, you get used to it after a while.
Were you shipwrecked here?
Not here.
Do you live
How
in
long
another
have you
island?
been here?
About 10 years or so.
Do you have a boat, or do we have to swim?
Oh, you have to swim. It's a good workout, though.
She
Jason,
swam about 20 miles.
Jason, this lady wants us to swim again.
Well, we could
Or
try.
You
you
should not
can
know
die
that-
here.
Orcs are made of rocks. We can't swim.
Well, then I
That's
guess
what my
just
grandmother
die
told
here.
me.
We can try to build a raft out of the broken wood.
How
You would
high
need
is
not-
your?
full-size trees for that.
I'm gonna say how high is his intelligence?
Because you got to survive the ocean, you'd have to use trees to handle that.
How did you get here? What is
I
your name?
swam.
My name
Ro.
is Zago.
Zago. My name
You
is
said Ro?
Ro.
It's nice to meet you, Ro.
Nice to meet
Nice
you, Ro.
to
My
meet
name is Rika.
You are clearly a traveler.
Uh, just a little bit, yeah. But like I said, if you got good strength, which I don't really have, so it's kind of. Anyways,
You mean endurance? That's what you mean, correct?
No, they would need strength to try to swim to your island. It would not
Yeah.
be possible for any of them to make it.
yeah. So
How did you get here?
I'm just really good at what I do.
I have 20 strength.
Mm.
Not possible.
Back
It's
to
20 miles, man.
back
20
to
miles
what
in the
could kill
water.
us on this island. Do you know exactly what we're facing,
Do I?
or is there just
The
some
only
others
thing
on the
you
other
know,
side?
the only thing you know from your looking at the island from the distance is that it is known for large beasts that do live on the island. But mainly, every time a ship is stopped here, or attempted to trade, or attempted to scout the island, the ship has been basically dismantled and disappeared and never sailed off on its own.
Well, I can't watch the island 24/7, but I have seen, large beasts. And occasionally people do come by. Sometimes like you, sometimes they actually make it here with their boat. But it normally doesn't last very long. So,
Hmm.
Hmm.
So are we making a raft? Is that
We may be able to make a raft from the trees if we had
Well,
something
she
to chop
does
it
know
down.
that there are people living on this island.
Hmm.
hmm.
Maybe
It's
they
just
have a
that
way.
everyone who tries to stop the deal with them never leaves. Message for yourself.
Sorry.
we could try talking to them, but normally doesn't end good. So,
I'm not sure we have much choice at this point.
I have a choice. I'm just saying.
She can always swim off and leave us here to die. You know,
We also need to get off this beach before nighttime.
What makes you so leery of the beach?
It's gonna flood with water
how do you know that?
because he said it can.
No, he's a track. He knows how to track, so he can tell the difference that the tide has come in and out.
That's a good thing to have when you're shipwrecked.
a tide.
No.
iPod.
Don't I do have some survival skills at my disposal. Perhaps I could assist you in getting some kind of raft put together.
Are there any materials on the boat not on the boat on the beach other than the boat? Do we have trees and vines and such
There's
like that?
stone.
Are any
And
of the pieces of the
seaweed.
boat
Would I be able to
salvageable?
have? Would I be able to have the ability to gather sap and things like that to create a type of potion that was a waterproof salve, essentially?
Say what?
So, like, gather sap and a little bit of water, add some sand, so I can make like something that when we do put a raft together, I can help with the waterproofing, I guess,
Um, it's possible,
since
but
I
you
can
have to make
craft
a really
alchemy.
good survival roll to know how to do that.
Okay, yeah,
I
because with the
believe.
craft, I was thinking with the crafting alchemist type stuff, I might be able to do something of the sort.
You know, I could probably do it.
All right.
Or
Well, if
let my
this
rogue
is
character.
what we've decided on, I'd like to go ahead and get started.
Is anyone hurt at this moment? Have any injuries?
I feel pretty good.
Okay.
Are your eyes okay?
I can see clearly now. The sand is gone.
Now
Ravens.
that the sand is gone.
Yes.
Mm.
All right, I'm gonna step away for a second. Whatever I need help with, just let me know when I get back. It'll be maybe 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
We need some kind of material to have to start chopping down trees and getting wood for the raft.
Can I just sudden charge a tree until it falls down?
You work on that, okay?
No.
Make sure you use your face. It might help.
I'm using my head.
Ro, are there any types of food things on these islands that we could look for?
We eat seaweed.
I mean, seaweed is okay. I'm sure you could look around. I've never been here personally, because it's, you see people go in and you never see them come out.
Well, I
So
would imagine that your island has similar things on it.
Yes, it
Can't
would.
be too different.
yeah. So you can find like coconut. Those are good.
I'm a good
There's
climber.
several varieties of fruit trees.
Bananas, which
All right.
monkeys
I
love.
think my goal is going to be trying to find some foodstuffs.
I'm gonna find a way to make some kind of weapon to chop down trees.
Yes.
Until he builds a weapon, I'll just be slamming on one of the trees with either the
Are you just
club.
making as much noise as possible? Boom! Boom!
I'm
Boom!
trying to build a boat.
You suddenly hear someone, "Hey, what are you down there?"
We're trying to
Look,
leave.
We're trying to get off the island.
We are shipwrecked.
You
you
see a
have
human up at the edge of the jungle looking at y'all. He's got a coconut in one hand, and he's looking at the trees looking for something.
what are you looking for? Hey,
Well, I've only found one coconut. I
You
got
are
two
coconut.
hands.
Hmm.
This guy fully dressed. Is he wearing my coat?
He's wearing a pair of shorts and a big giant straw hat.
Is he from One Piece?
No.
I've never even seen One Piece.
Hey, it's a good show.
It's more like the traditional Chinese giant straw hat.
Raiden.
Yes, but a farmer's hat.
We're gonna find out this is like a resort island. The reason people
Yeah,
don't
like
leave
even
is
Stevens.
yeah.
I'm gonna ask him if he's knows anyone who would take people's gear if they're on the island's beach.
Um, maybe the masters would. I mean, it's their island. We're just allowed to live here, as long as you don't make them angry.
Do you
Are
mind
you?
if you speak with them?
No, you don't speak with them. It's best not to even see them. And if you see them, it's best to, bow down. Last person who looked at them, I believe they have a tree where his head is still sticking there.
Right.
Do you have any kind of boat or raft or ways to leave this island?
Oh, those aren't allowed.
Hmm.
Why?
Does anyone ever
Control the
leave the
laws.
island?
Hmm?
Does anyone ever leave the island?
No, why would anyone want to do that?
Well, we did not
Go back
start
home?
here. We would like to return or go to our destinations.
There's no point in that. It's a nice place. Find a tree, get something to eat.
I don't know if we should eat here. If if any of you aren't dying of hunger,
Pretty good.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Do you believe I'm whispering this? Do you believe the food here is tainted?
I mean, it could be. None of them want to leave. Good, you know, thing.
Besides, there's only death and suffering out there. Who would want to go out there?
All the people who are out there.
Actually,
If
quite
any of them are
nice.
left alive anymore.
I'd be
I mean,
surprised
we
if there
weren't having
wasn't
many people coming. They've all been
death.
killed off by the demons.
Did you say
Yeah.
demons?
Hmm.
Yeah, and they've been killing everyone all over the place. We haven't had any
Are
problems with them here.
There's no demon activity on this island.
Nope. Masters don't like them at all.
Are your masters powerful in the elements?
No. But they are powerful.
Hmm.
I believe the last demon that tried to invade the island, I believe there's a few pieces of him left somewhere. They literally beat him to death with their bare hands. It was awesome. They were like, "Jaw, jaw, jaw." And he starts getting really animated and throws his coconut off into the jungle.
Oh no.
I think you lost your coconut.
Oh, dang it! And he starts wandering off into the jungle to find the coconut.
It is curious there is no demon activity on this island. As much as that sounds pleasant, it worries me.
I think all the people here are crazy.
Is that a thing? Is that a
There's
problem?
a war
It just means
on
the
the
demons
entire
are hiding.
world. But why would they hide?
The war was a couple hundred years ago. You've never known it in your lifetime.
I have that I heard of it.
You've heard about it. Everyone knows about it because it's still one of the largest events that is shaping the world around you today.
Okay.
Some remote places still have some demons because the demons literally came into this world and not all of them were banished.
All right, I'm back. That was a friend of mine. His kids, he's bringing stuff because they're staying the night again tonight. He's bringing them some clothes and stuff.
You want to catch him up on what happened?
Oh, we found this guy with a coconut, and he said that there are a bunch of people who lived on the island obey their master, and then the masters are apparently really strong, and there's no demon activity on the island.
Cool. Awesome.
So the demons aren't as big as a problem as they were 100 years ago. And that guy thinks that it is a problem still. But you guys say it's not as big of a problem.
So we got to fight some demons. Got it.
Yes, it's. This was a war that happened a long time ago. If it shouldn't be a concern, but
Well,
it
he's not
does.
concerned about it.
Well, the fact that he even brought it up. Do you hear of demons where you're from?
Oh, I live alone.
I'm speaking to this one here that looks like a bowl.
Oh, who?
Elf, you know living relatives who were in that war.
I have had relatives that were in that war, but I don't know much from that. It was very little that they spoke on.
There is no war in Bossing Say.
Why did you say that name?
Yeah, Elf, you do know that your ancestor that was in the war, it was about the last fighting that he was in was about 400 years ago.
Okay.
But the main war was earlier than that. It lasted for about 100 years, though.
Ro, you said you've been here for 10 years? What year
Here.
was it? How old are you?
I'm pretty sure 21.
So you would have known the year it was when you crashed.
But as an 11-year-old, she might not remember it by now.
Wait,
I didn't know the year. I know how old I was because, I mean, I don't really know how I know, but it's one of the things that stuck with me.
I'm just curious if time is transferring on this island as normal.
Well, that's what I was thinking because you just told me that it's not a big deal, and he
All of a
thinks it's.
sudden, you hear woohoo, and the
I
guy comes
found his
trouncing
coconut.
out of the jungle. He's holding up 2 coconuts. I found another coconut. This is awesome.
You could ask him what year he came here.
I don't. What year is it, sir?
He gives you the year.
He knows.
Is it the same year that we
It's
know?
the proper year.
2072.
Okay.
It's the proper year.
Okay. 20.
This is a whole different calendar than previously. The months and things like that are the same, but the year is counted from a different point. But he tells you what you think of as the proper year.
Is that the right
Have-
year?
It's not even the question she
It-
told us to ask him.
It is.
Okay. Either
It
way, you
seems
guys have
Why
to
do you
time
want to know
may-
what year it is? Do you not have a calendar? I think we have one in the city somewhere.
I believe someone stole my calendar earlier.
Oh, that happens. Most of us wind up on here on the beach wearing nothing and have to figure it out.
Did this happen to you?
Yep. It was kind of weird at first, but I got used to it. Especially after I showed respect to the first master, and then they were very nice. They gave me my pants. I figured out how to make a hat. It was fun.
What do these masters look like?
I don't know.
He just said no. Earlier, he said no one's
Anyone who
allowed
looks
to
at
look
them gets killed.
Oh,
We're not supposed to look at them. We're supposed to bow down. I've seen the
how
feet.
do I know when to bow down?
Oh, you'll
When
know.
everyone else does.
If we don't see him, how do we know when to bow down?
You don't generally see them until they want their presence known, and then you'll know.
Mm.
I had a friend who said that they can sometimes be invisible, but their feet are green,
It's utterly
like a
terrifying.
lizard,
Mm.
and they speak real. And if you're ever looking the wrong way and they're trying to tell you something serious, it'll tickle your ear. It's funny.
How long have you been here?
About 220 years.
And
That's
your
what-
race is?
I'm a human.
That is curious.
How have you lived so long?
The
How old does he look, Charles?
He looks about 40.
I mean, that would signify the war with the demons was done 200 years before he got trapped on this island.
What?
The last battle this elf lord remembers was around 400 years ago.
Oh, I thought he was a human.
No, that our elf friend here told us a story of
I
his.
apologize. Yes.
Yes, and this man has been on the island for 200 years, which means he was off of it, presumably, before that, and yet still is concerned with demons.
I'm gonna ask him if there's a war going on.
There was. My daddy told me. I grew up here, so I've never known it. But with all the stories the elders tell, I don't want to go out there. It's dangerous.
They tell you stories of these demons.
We gather around the theater and everyone talks and tells stories about the horrors of the outside world.
Is there a showing today?
There should be. Most every day. It's one of the only things we do for entertainment.
Would
The
our
masters encourage it.
appearance be alarming to those other than you?
Most people would be excited to say hi. So we shouldn't try to steal their coconut.
I say we see a show.
We will wait for you here.
You
Things.
might want to find a coconut.
Ooh,
Why?
We would die of thirst
What?
eventually,
Eventually, but why would we want to find a coconut?
because there's water in them.
Pure water is in coconuts. It's the easiest way to drink water on a jungle island.
I know, but
You're the one that's trained in survival.
I'm asking this as a real life question.
We're all
Because
gonna die.
we don't need right now.
Oh
Okay, I
boy,
guess
trained in survival. What we need coconuts for?
I'm gonna search for a coconut then.
You're gonna search for a coconut.
Yeah, in the
Make a
jungle.
survival check.
Ro, are you still concerned about the food here?
I would much prefer a coconut from my own island, and the whole
Sorry, I had a
obsession,
back talking child I have to go deal with. Whew.
the whole obsession with everyone having a coconut kind of concerns me. I'll
You can
hold it.
find 2 coconuts.
I find 2 coconuts.
Yep.
I found 2. Okay, I'm gonna give one to one of the other people.
I can.
Mac, do those coconuts look odd to you at all?
I'll check.
Anything alarming about them?
Can I just check
Anyone
the
who wants
coconut?
to will either use nature or perception.
Nature. Hold on. Look.
Not survival.
Now, nature would be an easier check, but perception will allow it.
Nature. Do I have nature? Oh yeah.
Dang. Oh, that's a perception check.
All right.
Nature's good though.
All the perception checks did not notice anything that looked out of place on them. Rosella, you do not notice anything naturally wrong with them, but Mac and Zygo, you notice that these coconuts are of a slightly unusual size, and they seem really heavy with water.
I'm gonna I'm gonna cut a little. I'm gonna get inside the coconut a little bit to see what's inside.
Get inside there. Get inside there, buddy.
Okay. You
What
manage
do you
to
mean get inside the coconut?
you remove the husk, and the inside of the coconut looks like a normal coconut shell. You're gonna have to crack it to get any further.
Okay, I'm gonna. Does anybody have a mallet or something like that, or what is it called?
I have a spear.
I have my
A spear would be a
star.
little difficult to get into the coconut without hurting yourself. You would need a dagger.
I thought
Or a
someone.
hat.
If
Or
you
my-
want to
thought
hold
someone
it,
had a
I'll
club.
stab it with the spear.
I thought someone had a club.
I have a knife. It's a
Knife.
bit excessive for this, but could work.
I have a club.
The star knife could work, but a dagger would be the easiest.
Do we have
What
a
about
dagger?
a club?
Ro, do you have weapons?
I left them at home
You
because.
have your gear.
Oh, never mind.
I
I didn't even know I had it on my sheet, so yeah.
You only have enough stuff that you can carry while swimming.
Right,
Like
I have
a
dagger.
diver's knife would be sufficient. You know.
Okay, can I
That makes
can I
sense.
borrow the dagger for a little bit?
I can use it myself.
Oh,
Look at
Well, I
it.
believe she told you.
cheeky.
Look at that.
Yeah, you notice her knife is entirely made of wood.
I made this myself.
Beautiful.
Open the coconuts, I guess.
All right, you crack the coconut open, and the coconut has about twice as much water as you would expect inside of it.
See, that's appealing, so therefore dangerous.
No, I think these so-called what are they?
I don't believe that's what that means.
The so-called
exactly.
masters are doing something to the trees to make the coconuts grow bigger.
Or maybe the coconuts grow bigger because there's not a lot of people live here.
And the man looks at you. Oh, be careful! Don't spill it.
What's so special about the coconuts?
We don't have any springs on this island.
It's the only water that you have that is pure.
Yes, we can't drink salt water like the masters can.
Don't get
Well, you
rainstorms.
take a lot of time and
Can
filter.
can I see if I can remember any creatures that are lizard-y, can drink salt water and turn invisible?
Most any creature that can swim in the ocean can drink salt water.
So we can drink salt water.
It's a semi-aquatic creature. If they can breathe underwater, they can generally drink the water.
Okay.
Because their bodies are designed to handle the situation differently than everyone.
A
I
bunch
want
of
to- I
creatures
want
that
to
can
look
turn
ar-
invisible drink salt water.
I want to look around for a watertight, possibly the keg. If it's watertight, I want to try and create water.
Someone want to drink out of this coconut?
No.
You can
But I
find
want
a bucket.
So I want to find a bucket and create water.
You did. You said you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell.
So springs like this.
Hey,
What?
can't you boil water to make it health good to drink after
Not
with
salt
it's
water.
salted?
Yeah,
Yeah.
salt.
Not
The
salt.
salt would still be in it.
In
You would
fact,
have to
salt would be
catch.
stronger.
You have
It,
you have
it
to
takes
you
a
have to.
long time.
If you're gonna
to-
boil seawater, you have to catch the vapors, and then those vapors
You
you
have to
have to
make the
collect.
still and distill the
Yeah.
water.
You would have
Yeah.
to be smarter than probably any of our characters.
My character has 17 intelligence.
It's
You
not
just-
necessarily your intelligence. It's about knowing how those things work.
It's more of a
It'd be
survival thing.
survival. So
Yeah.
you
Well, the hard part would be actually making the still because you'd have to have sheet metal to do it.
Okay. Sounds.
Because you can't do it with rocks.
Ooh, what if we could do it with the cloth, and then what the cloth would get wet, and then we
I mean,
wring
at
the
least
cloth.
two of us can do magic and create water, if that's an issue. The
Yeah.
concern,
I can-
at the moment is the coconut and the food on this island consumable without ill effects?
I'm gonna ask the guy to drink the coconut we found.
He's already drunken the coconuts in the past. He's been here 200 years.
It's not what I was.
Trying not to have a British accent, just deep.
All right,
Just
who's the smallest in the party?
No, let's trick the.
That's a good question.
Y'all are all about the same size.
Yeah, I
ordinary
think we're
human size.
all fairly large creatures. Well,
what is
medium,
Peyton's
really.
character name?
Yeah, there's no one the size of a dwarf or smaller.
Well,
In
is
fact,
there?
the two largest are Nicola and Hassan.
Yeah,
y'all
so I think we
Closer
we
to 7
tie
foot.
we tie up the smallest person, feed them the coconut, and see what the reaction is.
I do not.
Well, you're the
approve
one who
your
can
methods.
stand in
You're
your
too
face.
big. I don't like your claws. I was thinking one of the humans, probably the elf. He's pretty weak.
I don't think that Peyton's character's in this conversation since he's got the water.
I
So
feel
can
like
we
Peyton's
make him drink
character
it?
just became Nita.
You don't think that an orc would be?
No, I do.
Would be
I
Nita.
do. Nita is more an orc than Nita.
I play a type because I play a type.
Remember, elves are closer to 6 foot. They're tall and thin.
Right, thin.
I'm gonna ask Peyton's character if he wants to drink the coconut.
I will drink the coconut water.
Okay?
There you go.
One healer.
You drink the coconut water, and it tastes like the best coconut water you've ever had in your life. And you've
Do
had
I-
it before because you're from a jungle island too.
So it tastes similar to that. I don't taste any kind of
It actually
spells
tastes sweeter
or
and tastier.
so like it is enhanced for benefit and nothing of ill effect.
As far as you can tell, yes.
I will relay that to the group around me.
I really don't want to drink it.
I am not sure the concerns are worthwhile at this point in time. I would be more concerned about these masters than I would the food here.
I'm gonna
All of a
ask the
sudden,
guy.
you hear some loud thumping down the beach.
I'm gonna ask the guy what that is.
He starts looking a little worried. It might be time to start ducking.
Why?
And
Because
he drops to the ground and puts his face in the sand.
I will drop to the ground.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run towards some wood and get behind cover and then drop to the ground.
Okay.
I'm
We're
going
in
to.
the middle of the beach. Your best chance would be to hide behind some of the wood, timber pieces.
That's what I said.
Just
Okay.
gonna get more sand back in my face again and just bow down.
I'm gonna kind of get up if I can. There's this whatever this thing is. Is this something I can duck behind?
That's an old crate.
I'll lay beside it as long as I can.
You're gonna what?
Just we're hiding out, right? Hiding out by that. That's using that as cover.
Okay. Are you ducking or are you actually hiding?
I'm ducking down.
Okay.
I'll catch you now.
So did anyone not duck?
I think Mo.
No, I'm on my belly. What are you talking about?
All right. Are you, Ro?
Yeah.
Okay. As y'all are all ducking, you hear the loud footsteps approaching, and eventually you can hear the sound of bones clinking as something marches up the beach, something big and heavy. It stops, and you can hear in a lispy, "Hello, new people. Welcome to the island. Be careful. You can stay here as long as you wish. Just follow the rules." And then you hear the loud sounds of the footsteps walking away.
But what are the rules?
Are they gone?
And he said if we wish to stay, I don't wish to stay anymore.
There's no place left. No places.
Core, do you have a map view for the Twitch?
A map view? Yeah, just a second.
Yeah, because I see it. It's just our faces right now.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of
Didn't know if
talking.
you. Yeah, I just didn't know. I was just letting you know that if you had something to change it to, and it wasn't sure. Sorry.
I'm running this show now.
So what?
Hey, well,
The guy is still staying down as he listens to the footsteps going away in the distance.
I can tell hearing that voice and the sounds of the bone clinking. Anything that might remind us of, or something we may have heard of in a story or something like that.
No, the voice though does have. It sounded like it was coming from pretty far off the ground.
like it was flying.
Or riding on top of something else.
Can I analyze the tracks to see if it was like 2 feet, 4 feet, lizard feet,
Quadruped, bony.
quadruped bony?
Mac, do you want to try examining the tracks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Make a survival check.
sweet.
Oh boy. Oh
The
boy.
tracks are that way. Those
You
are
have
yours.
to lick sand.
All right, Mac, you don't really notice anything other than bony tracks.
I was,
Nicola, you're fairly certain that a tree walked by.
I was so excited. My first survival roll.
Either that, or it has like maybe whatever the creature is wearing shoes made out of tree trunks because it's got like the root pattern. Is what you think?
Can I try again? Well,
You can try one more time, Mac.
Could I use an occultism roll for this?
Oh my gosh.
You can try.
I was gonna try, but
I could try occultism.
Yeah. Anyone wants to can try occultism, but it's going to be
I
hard.
have occultism. I
Can, you,
think,
can we do it with survival if we have it?
If survival's the easier way to do it.
Okay. If
Yeah,
my thing will
Try
upload.
again at survival? Is that the?
No, you cannot ever try again on survival.
Your survival has been revoked.
You are certain. You are absolutely certain it's wearing stump
Yes,
boots.
you are certain to the point that you will not accept anyone's further answers.
Right,
Ate
we need
his
to move
roll
on.
since I'm
What
trained
is,
in that same
what
check.
is everyone? Stop. Let us move on.
Are you going to do your occultism?
Yeah. I'm really good at
Oh
occultism.
boy.
I got a 35.
You agree with me, right? We were looking at this earlier. You agree with me, right, Mac?
Yes,
Earlier,
No,
look,
admittedly,
you
no.
see the
you do
outline.
agree with him.
Definitely tree
He's
shaped, right?
wearing tree shoes.
Oh,
I want to try again, but I can't.
Some
Look,
root boots.
it's right here.
Jason and Riker both think you have identified the tracks as looking like fossilized imprints of a dinosaur.
I believe these are dinosaur footprints, if I'm not mistaken, but more of a bony dinosaur, so a fossilized. It's very interesting.
Judging by the description from this guy about the master, it must have been them.
Oh, I
However, I
no
don't believe they were
doubt
wearing
that.
boot shoes, okay, or stump boots, okay.
Root boots.
Root boots is that the term we're going with now? Root boots.
Yes.
Got it.
Jason, you agree with me, right?
No
No.
one agrees with you except for Mac.
What,
I'm
if
just
I may
asking.
ask,
I'm not being
what size root boot do you think they are wearing?
I take my hands, measure the set, and I hold it back. I'm like, this big.
They're they're size tree and a half.
Honestly, I don't even think it's a tree anymore.
that is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I'm
Okay,
using it too that I'm supposed to be good at this.
Charles, can we tell what time of day is this?
it's now about 10 o'clock.
In the morning?
Yes,
Okay,
Oh.
so we have
that's been about 2 hours wandering around the beach so far.
we
Nice.
have a while until the shore starts to get
Are
flooded.
you worried about the tide coming in?
Yes.
Um,
I second that. I fear for our cat friend. I believe they do not like
Sir,
water.
do you have a name? Or should I just call you Sir?
Hold on 1 second.
I call him Coconut Man.
Coco.
Yeah, he's cuckoo for coconuts. I'm broke, Peyton. Now
Or Cocoa Crisps.
your face broke me. So
Wow, that
that
was
happens
mean.
to me often.
oh man.
Me? Name's Tip. Tip alone.
Welcome, Tip. Or I should say, welcome us to your island. Or this
I
island.
am still curious about the show, but we also need lodging. Place to
town-
stay.
We all stay in the town.
Is there room for us?
There's room for many.
I think we have little choice but to join you.
He basically starts describing town life, and it sounds like a commune.
Has anyone ever tried to leave?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
Oh,
I mean, we've got people coming and going and disappearing and appearing, and
Hmm.
I don't even know if there's more settlements. I just know our settlement. It's a
uh,
pretty big island.
I do want to go back real quick. I believe we had asked what were the rules?
Yes. No boats, no killing, no stealing. You gotta be careful about fighting because if you fight too much, the masters will come and break it up the fight. And when they break it up, they usually break the people fighting.
No boats, no killing.
Mhm.
I would also like to point out the fact that if we find safe ground to spend the night, I can conjure a tent. So if we
And
don't want to move into town, we can do that.
how
You can't do that
how
here?
many logs put together counts as a boat?
All of them.
This big.
Okay, so
If we're not allowed to build a boat, we can build a bunch
Oh,
of little surfboards.
really? All we have to do is find those root boots, and we can make a boat out of those. Correct?
there we go. Now we are cooking. Let us go off into this jungle to find some root boots.
Make make big enough platform shoes so we can just walk across the ocean.
Yes.
like
I,
snowshoes.
I seen that movie.
Anyways,
Oh man, sorry.
yeah, there are other rules, but I don't know most of them. Those are the rules I've been taught. You might want to talk to an elder. Those are the only rules that apply to me, so there may be other rules.
Okay.
I've never been known for breaking any of the rules. I try not to. I did get in trouble for fighting once. It was painful.
Oh God.
The
Broke both my
fight,
arms.
Noted.
they did what?
Broke both my arms.
How long did it take them to heal?
About 3 months.
Crap. And
I
you're
couldn't
still
even get
alive?
coconuts. It was sad.
Did you eat with your feet?
No, this
Could
guy
I,
was helping me.
Charles? I'd like to. Let me ask him. Would you be adverse to me checking your brakes?
What do you mean?
I'd like to see how well they healed.
Okay,
I would need to touch you.
that's fine.
Okay. I would like
Take one.
to check his brakes and see if they healed in a clean manner or if it was jagged or something like that.
Sounds like
Make a
it's
medicine check.
a bike brake or car brake.
You can tell that his wounds were bandaged fairly well. The only issue he has is you can see he does have a scar on each arm where a fist hit so hard that the bone was shattered.
One punch.
One
One
punch,
punch.
one
Sorry.
punch to each upper arm, breaking both of them.
And this was that was the punishment.
Yes.
But the breaks, the healing seems like it was like a clean healing. The bone isn't jagged or anything like that. Like
It
it
was
was a
treated.
okay.
You can tell
That's
it
what I
was treated properly.
that
And
is
the
what I
arms
wanted
were
to know.
immobilized in the proper position to prevent improper healing.
Since I'm trained in medicine, could I remember if how long it would take for a broken arm to be completely healed when it's treated right?
From natural healing, it would probably take anywhere from 3, but more likely closer to 6 months.
Hmm.
Magic could do it in half that, but
Tip, do you have any magic here?
I believe some of the elders can. I don't know.
What makes them elders?
They're old. Do you not have elders in your village?
I believe
No.
Grandpa is 800. He's been
But
here
they
the
don't.
longest that I know of.
But they don't
Is
look
he
old, right?
is he human as well?
I don't know. I'm assuming so. He looks like a human.
Could you introduce us?
Are you all human?
No.
I am not.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
I am.
This dude's green.
Yes,
He's
I
definitely
can.
not human.
Okay, so the green ones are not humans, and the fuzzy one is not a human either.
I'm a human.
Do you see my ears? Have you never seen
I
an elf
understand
before?
I'm okay, so I'm half human, but I
Well,
still
I was
claim
I
it.
mean,
born on this island, and we don't talk about those words.
Yes.
I would think your prejudices or our prejudices, I'd say, I'm speaking to the group, not to this man, are not applicable on this island.
Makes
Well,
sense.
we all have our coconuts. Shall we just go?
Did we all find coconuts?
I found 2 coconuts. One
Yeah,
has
there's
been
only
drank.
been 2 coconuts, and then a bucket of water was created.
All I can think of is
I will drink some.
Nick has been
Let's
stolen
go
coconut.
find some
Half of
coconuts.
the coconut's been drunken.
I'm gonna scramble to find a coconut.
Find you guys own coconut.
Go look for
But
coconuts.
anyone
I
looking
will
for
tell
coconut
you that
makes
if we
survival
don't drink
check.
this water within a day, it will evaporate.
Would you say the roll perception?
Survival.
Survival.
Yes.
Survival. I can help find
Oops.
coconuts.
Okay.
Mac and cheese
Jason?
rolled the same thing as me.
Jason, Nicola, and Rosella all find coconuts.
I've already drank one, so.
So y'all now have 5.5 coconuts, plus a bucket of water.
That's one nice thing about this
Did I
this
find a
playthrough.
coconut?
Things we have. 5 coconuts.
5.5.
Just takes a second to go through the inventory.
Okay, I think we should start heading to the town he was talking about, or whatever
Do we, need
village
to,
it was.
do we need to bring coconuts, or is it just a good thing to do?
It's best to bring them.
Is-
In fact, it'd be a great gift.
Let's,
That's
if
what I
we
was
can,
about
let's
to
take
ask
some
is-
time and go ahead and find it. Do we have time before the show starts?
We're looking for more
It should be
coconuts.
this evening.
Oh yeah, let's find coconuts. That seems
Okay,
like
I'm
the
gonna
best
look
thing we
tonight.
can do.
Can I try to look for some coconuts?
Jason!
I lose my one coconut I already found.
No!
So does Mac.
Okay, so hold on a second.
The
Nicola,
most
you
intense.
find another coconut. Rosella, you find another coconut. Mac and Jason, you both see a coconut, charge for it at the same time, and smack into each other's heads. Both of you are knocked totally unconscious and are now laying on the
Oh.
ground.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to them and see if I can help them.
Yes, a simple treat wounds would wake them both up. Or you could
Yeah,
kick them.
I can
No,
ninja.
I'll do a treat wounds for sure. Do you want me to medicine that or just
Yeah,
say it
just
happened?
Just roll a treat wounds check.
There it is. Wait, that's not a check. That's a. Is it a check?
Yeah, it's
Treat
medicine.
wounds.
Yeah,
Medicine's
you
a
just
skill.
rolled a
It's
medicine.
medicine.
Roll medicine.
Yeah. But the treatment is like the action that lets you do it.
It's the feet.
Yeah, you managed to get them both up nicely.
I don't get up, I ninja up.
He's using it now. He's like, I'm down. I'm
Yes.
using it soon as it happens.
Okay, so
That
it
was
looks
quite.
like
That was
How-
quite impressive. There.
How
That was
impressed
quite
am
impressive.
Pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed.
I'm gonna grab that coconut we saw.
Because you were first to their feet, you got it easily.
Did you just get a kiss from an old man?
Sure.
I've always called him an old man.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all now have 8 coconuts and a half.
What's it half? The one he drank?
The one that I drink from.
See, he drank one half of a coconut, and you still have the other half in your hand.
Somehow you have not spilled it? Maybe? No.
Here, you can have the rest.
No, there would only be water on one side.
I'm gonna take the rest of the coconut. I don't
The-
need
You need
this.
the meat.
Yeah, there's still food in a coconut.
Yeah, the food is still in there.
Need to try it out.
So y'all follow him to town?
Yeah.
right.
Not much else we can do.
You follow Tip to town, and as you're approaching, you start hearing the sound of chopping in the distance.
But they have some kind of like.
And as you're approaching, Tip's like, "Hello!" And someone stops their chopping, turns around and looks, "Hello, Tip! Did you find some coconuts? We got 2, and we got Friends, they found a bunch of coconuts.
Coconuts!
That's wonderful. And you see the guy watching as Tip walks by, and he starts going. And then goes back to chopping.
Did he look like out of it or just?
This guy looks like a normal human. And he just shook his head in exasperation at Tip.
He doesn't like Tip.
People probably are annoyed.
I
by
believe
this
he
guy.
seems like a little much to some folks. He is a little out there.
He's the
Well,
Jar Jar Binks.
I think he's only doing it on the coconuts.
He's secretly a Sith Lord.
What is that exactly?
That'd be a coconut lord, thank you.
He is.
he is definitely the Coconut Lord.
He's a coconut
If
master.
there ever were one. It is Tip. Tip, the Coconut Lord. Kylie, I want the sketch.
We're his mortal enemies because we found more coconuts.
Like a throat,
And
like
remember,
the throne of
he's
skulls, but
in a giant straw
all
hat.
coconuts.
All right. After a few more minutes, you do see more signs of activity, and other people are busy doing whatever job they're doing. One person is weaving strands of fiber to make big fiber mats. One person is drying food and things like that. You can now smell the hear the sounds, and smell baking and other things going on.
What? I can
And-
smell sounds.
Whoa, what's in that coconut?
You're now on the outskirts of the town, and in the center are 3 stone buildings and a small stone amphitheater, and everything else is a bunch of lean-tos made of fiber mats.
I'm gonna ask Tip what the 3 stone buildings are for.
One of them is the hall, one of them is the dining area, and the other one is in case of the storm.
Okay, thank you for the
They
information.
don't happen often, but occasionally the wind gets really blowy and tries to take away the trees.
Out of game, Tip sounds like he has no education.
Well, you noticed there was nothing called a school on the island.
Yeah.
And he grew up here. So
My new mission is to
So you
create a
said
school.
there's an
all
amphitheater, a
these
dining
people.
area, a storm shelter, and what was the other thing?
The hall.
Sleeping?
Hall.
No, he
The
just
hall.
called it the hall. And you notice there's a bunch of mat structures, lean-tos around the area, around all these buildings. Some of them are like leaned up against the buildings. Some are off to the side, like there's a cluster of them around one big tree in one area.
Yeah, I didn't know they named so many buildings Matt.
I was. Come here for a second.
Mo.
You magic guy.
I'm not a wizard. I'm a sorcerer.
Yeah, potato. Kind of lead in close and say, if things go sideways, you need a fireball, right? Come on, no wizard, or would you call yourself a sorcerer?
He's
Like, I
better
thought
than
those.
I do believe I have fireball. I have a lot of fire spells.
Well, good.
Why is fireball so important to you?
They've got a bunch of burnable houses.
Oh, I have many fire spells.
All right, well we are on the same page then.
What is this?
You notice that there are 3 men carrying what looks like the best armor of the village, and each one has a large wooden sword with obsidian serrated edges on each side.
I'm gonna ask
Ooh,
Tip
what's
if
that
the-
called?
are the
What is-
elders.
What is that weapon called? I like those.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name either. So
Yeah, like the old Aztec,
yeah, they're
weapon.
Aztec
Yeah,
weapons.
I'm gonna ask
They're
Tip.
incredibly sharp.
yeah.
All right, what were you saying, Mac?
I'm gonna ask Tip if those are the elders.
No, those are the guardsmen.
Okay.
They're not very nice, but they're good at making sure nothing comes out of the woods after us. And if anything comes after any of the people, they go hunt it down. Well, that or the huntmen.
The heck? What is this?
That's what Charles was talking
Yeah.
about.
The Machatool,
Oh my goodness. Holy crap.
or Macahoodle, or Whatever.
Wooden axe with the stone bits of obsidian in it.
Yeah, super sharp.
Cool. I thought it was some kind of virus.
Yes.
Hey, there you go, guys. That's
And
that's a
as
nasty
part of
weapon
their
over there.
outfits, they do have ceremonial helmets type masks on that make them look like tiki guys.
Tiki tiki.
It looks very ceremonial. But as you look around, you do notice that there looks like there may be some people of some elven descent, but no pure elves. Mostly it's human descent of various human types.
Hmm.
But there are several different half breeds in the town as well.
What time is it? What time of day is it now?
It's now noon, and a bunch of the people are starting to gather outside of one of the halls.
I'm gonna ask him if that's where the play is gonna start.
That'll be the amphitheater tonight.
Okay.
Right now, I'm pretty sure it's lunchtime. But here, we need to take these over to the primary hut.
The coconuts?
Yeah, we gotta take them to Grandma.
Okay.
To the nut
Are,
hut.
are coconuts courtesy around here?
No, they're drinks because we get thirsty.
Okay, let's go to Grandma, you said?
Yeah, he takes you to one of the larger, more nice thatch huts that have been made with the mats and other plant material, and you see an old woman outside. She looks like she's about 60.
She's probably been here for a long time. More than that.
She's like, "Oh, hey Tip, you got more coconuts? Yay! And you have friends. You're not bringing back more nuts, are you?"
I'm sure you can make a decision of that on your own as you continue to meet us.
And Tip walks over with his coconuts and puts them in a bin. And as he walks by, she looks at y'all and goes, "Oh, thank God." And she looks at the cat in particular. "You seem like you have a head on your shoulders. How did you manage to get around him?"
We all have heads on our shoulders.
We just kept things simple.
And then Tip comes back. "I gave you the coconuts. Thank you, Tip. Why don't you go get yourself a cookie?" And he's like, "Yay!" And he runs off to get a cookie.
There's some child.
Oh, good. We thought it was the whole island was like this. You telling me you're not all idiots?
No, he had an accident when he was a child.
Let me guess. Coconut hit him in the head?
No, he tried to climb and get a coconut and fell off and landed on his head.
Ah,
Well, that makes
Same
sense.
thing. Same thing.
I'm
Potato,
surprised he
potato.
survived. He fell about 20 feet.
Did healers ever have a time to look at him over that?
No, actually, the masters came and helped him.
So he may have been worse off.
I thought he was dead.
Well, those obviously, whoever those masters are can heal him.
We have a few concerns. One, we'd like to see one of the shows. He said they happen often. We'd like to understand the island. But
Oh, yeah.
also, we are concerned about the rules of the island.
Yes. He's only been able to figure out about 3 or 4 of them so far, and we've tried teaching him the rest, but we deemed it not necessary as he's never tried to break any of the other ones.
That is similar to what he told us.
Yeah, I'm sure he told you no fighting because he got in trouble for that once, but thankfully that was all he needed. No killing, no thieving. Be careful if you use magic, because if it's magic that harms another, you're instantly killed.
Apparently no bloating.
Magic itself is not forbidden, but violent magic is highly frowned upon, especially anything that may burn down the forest. They do have the ability to put out fires, so it's not a major concern.
She
But,
says the fires thing. I'm gonna eye Jason.
Jason, I'm not sure if I can use fireball.
I don't know any fire
probably
magic.
I probably should use Fireball. Just let you know.
Please,
Well,
please
you're a
continue.
wizard, not a sorcerer, right? You don't know any fire spells.
Anyways, the masters live in the temple at the center of the island. I believe there are about 3 or 4 other communes on the island. They take tribute in the form of whatever we can find and whatever goods we make. They basically provide us with nearly everlasting life at the cost of some worship.
Have they ever cost you pain or any lives?
Only if they break the rules. Mainly, it has to do with anyone who's ever attempted to harm them is instantly killed. Anyone attempting to kill others here instantly killed. Um, oh, there is the exception that if attackers attack the island, we are allowed to kill them.
When you say instantly killed, do you mean on the spot or once found out?
Well, it can go both ways. I've only seen 2 instances of someone who managed to get away with something, but they were eventually found out and were killed. Most of the time, the instant something occurs, the masters just happen to be there already.
These
My
punishments.
guess is secretly they're here around us all the time. We just can't see them.
I would assume that since newcomers, they are absolutely 100% following us.
They do have magic. I know that for sure. And they can breathe underwater. I'm fairly certain of that as well, because the entrance to their temple, to get to the inside, you have to swim underneath something that
Is
no
there
one has ever been able to swim under.
is is there anyone in the village who's seen these um forgot what they're called?
Masters?
Masters. Has anyone seen these masters and lived to tell the tale?
Uh, in the past, there were a few, but issues arose from that, so they instituted the rule that we're not allowed to see them.
I'd like to just punch into the empty space next to me.
What? Wait, what?
Okay,
You
you
missed.
flail around.
You missed the empty space. And you punch the old lady.
Dead.
I killed Grandma. Oh no.
And then you instantly die.
Well, he didn't use magic, so
Well, there's
That's
just
fine.
there's no killing. He'd be killing if you
If he,
killed her.
if he killed, but if he fought, he still get punished.
Yep.
Both your arms gonna break. Like,
But yeah, they're fairly lenient. I mean, the biggest thing is in the past, I've understood it to be that in the olden days, people did know them and they walked among us openly, but that led to conflict, so they instituted the no seeing rule.
So does that mean that the elders know who they are and what they look like?
No, us oldest elders are still a generation removed from the ones that knew that.
Mm.
Would you know of any of the living gods of nature that rule the lands?
Gods of nature?
Does this sound like something on the
You
world
mean the
before you?
masters of the elements?
Yes.
There are 4 living embodiments of the primal elements. They're the elemental masters. They're the
Mm.
largest earth elemental, fire elemental, everything. Everyone knows of them. They've been around for centuries. In fact, no one knows how old they are.
I just wanted to see your knowledge base. Uh, how long have
Okay.
you been on the islands?
Well, I've been on this island for about 700 years.
What?
Before I came here, I was at a school for culinary school. That's why they call me the cook, because I actually learned in the outside world before I got shipwrecked here.
Has anyone in the time that you have been here left the island?
Uh, Not from our village. I believe the village to the north may have had some people that left,
There's
or
more
that
than
may be a
one.
rumor.
What? Are the other villages have people like the masters, or is it the same?
I'm pretty sure there's 3 villages on this island, and they're all around the main temple in the center.
So everything on this island is controlled by those master people.
Yes, it is their island. From what I can tell, they've been here pretty much always. The only thing I do know is they are some form of lizard creature, maybe, or snake. I don't know.
That's basically the information we've all had before from the tip guy.
Yeah, I believe Tip had the most contact with the Masters ever because they actually laid hands on him to heal him.
Mm.
I'm sure he does not recollect that time.
He was a pretty much normal kid until the accident.
Do you have any education here?
Somewhat. There's not much need for it because there's no hardship on this island.
Mm.
That's why everyone loves living here.
There is no one who disagrees with the masters.
Well, we
No
do occasionally
rebellious
get
nature.
I'll be right back,
those who
guys.
come in without purpose and are here actually to steal, but they end up being eliminated.
Mm.
We've had a couple pirates come this way before.
Any of the sea elves?
No, those are usually executed on sight. The masters do not like them at all.
Do the masters have anything to do with the boats not being able to come near this island?
I do not know. Boats stop all the time.
What do you mean they stop all the time?
Yeah, boats have come regularly throughout history. I mean, about once every 10 years or so, someone will stop by to try to do some trading.
And they let them leave?
I don't know. I mean, they weren't there a few days later.
Mm.
But your rules are no boat.
Yes, we're not allowed to make boats.
Not allowed to make it. Okay.
We're not allowed to possess boats or make boats.
But those people are not people of the island, so they wouldn't know that.
But they do not know what happened to those people. They just know they were gone.
Well, why would they be involved in the trading?
I'm not sure they were.
That's what I mean.
And I believe in the past there were demonic invasions on the island. But those didn't last very long at all.
Yeah,
Demonic
Tip told us.
invasion stopped around 400 years ago.
Well, it never managed to succeed on this island during any of its time.
That would definitely make this a safe haven during the demon wars.
That's what we've heard by other newcomers.
You do
I
know
believe
that
Tip's parents were fleeing the wars, trying to move to one of the southern islands where it was supposed to be safer,
So his
and they
parents.
came ashore here on accident.
So is his parents here, or did they pass away?
Well, not anymore.
What happened to them?
Well, his dad died of old age, and his mom, I'm not sure exactly what happened to her.
I thought. I thought you guys lived forever.
No, it's just a long time. I'm pretty sure I won't be here for much longer.
Pip is only 200. His parents would have not have exceeded your age.
He looks like he's 40.
I believe his parents were already fairly old when they arrived on the island.
Excuse me.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Maybe.
So are you insinuating that if they were at an older age, they would have been received by the island at an even older date in some way?
I mean, from what I know, I came to the island before these wars ever even started, so I only knew from others. They were in the middle of the war itself when they arrived, and they arrived on the right after a demon invasion arrived.
Right? Why did how old was Tip when he arrived here?
He was born here.
Oh. Okay.
It seems the aging works different for everyone too. Like she turns around and points to an old man, or not an old man, but a young person, probably about in his 50s. That guy over there is actually the oldest man in the village.
So Tip maybe 10 years for 50 years.
I'm not so sure that's the most important thing we can get out of this conversation.
I'm just trying to.
It seems to be
how-
kind of random.
That
Because I believe his dad managed to stay about 60 years on the island, and his mom about 120.
would you say his father was less agreeable to the terms that the island sets?
That might be. His father was obsessed with metalworking, and we don't do that here.
So do you think those what do they? The masters gave him less life force because he wasn't doing what they wanted him to do.
I don't know. All I know is if you do what you're supposed to and help everyone live, they'll usually keep you alive for quite a while.
Do you have spiritual advisors on the island beyond the masters or anything of that nature?
Um, well, we do have the priestess.
How long has the
The
priest
masters
been?
created their own church.
I would
And the
like to
priestess is
meet
the high
with this
priestess. There's one in each village.
priestess. Oh, there was one in each village.
Yes.
If I could set up a meeting with this priestess at some time, I would.
She will be heading the
Curious.
ceremony tonight.
That sounds agreeable. Y'all, I'm getting tired of talking.
All right. It's now about 2 p.m. and the grandma tells you that the ceremony should begin around 5 with a communal dinner.
So
Food.
do we come here for that?
The amphitheater.
The amphitheater. Okay. Do you want some of these coconuts?
Yes, you can put them with the others. We will extract them for water later. And we also make cookies if anyone would like a cookie.
I definitely would like some food.
I'm gonna
Food
put
sounds nice.
my coconuts in where the other coconuts were put.
And there's a big thing where a bunch of coconuts are being stored. And you
Yeah.
notice every now and then a child will come up and bring in some coconuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my coconuts down there.
He was clear about priestess, right? Female. That's
Correct.
what I got out of that. Okay.
How do they find the ingredients for cookies on this island?
Cocoa cookies,
Magic.
What type of cookies do they have?
coconut.
They have the
They're coconut
masters.
cookies.
The masters
Sugar
cookies.
cookies or something
Coconut
like
cookies.
that? Coconut. Oh.
Remember, the juice was extremely sweet. The flesh is really sweet too.
Makes sense.
So that's what they use instead of sugar.
I'm gonna try one of these cookies.
Okay? They are exquisitely tasty.
Okay, what should we do? What should we do? I'm gonna ask this. We have till 5 o'clock of the plaything, like planted.
Hmm.
Is there a place around town where I can put up some type of structure for us to stay?
If you feel the need, yes, everyone's welcome to make their own structure, or you can come to the one of the mats and stay with everyone else. Most of us sleep under the stars most nights.
I would like to find a place to uh, erect a cozy cabin.
How big is the cabin?
It's 20 feet by 20 feet and it's 10 feet high.
That fit all of us?
It's magic.
Yeah.
Remember Harry Potter?
You could
Yes,
fit 16 people without them touching in there.
Oh, okay.
This cabin has a structure trait the same restrictions of magic as it creates structures. The walls of the hut are simple and wooden, with small square glass windows. It has a one wooden door.
They said no boats, but we could have just floated on the house.
It doesn't include a lock, but it has a fastener to which the lock can be applied. The interior contains three cots, one chamber pot, a small fireplace holding a magical fire. The interior is lit with a small magical light that you can light and extinguish at will using a single action, concent- which has the concentrate trait. Wow, that's a weird way to read it. The climate inside the hut is comfortable and
Hydrate.
always creates inside. It withstands most hostile weather conditions, but besides incredible heat or cold, powerful storms and winds and hurricanes force or greater to destroy the hut could possibly destroy it. Other creatures can freely enter and exit the hut without damaging it, but if you exit the hut, the spell ends.
You have to stay in it.
No,
Somebody
once
has to
he
be,
goes inside, if he leaves, it goes away.
yeah. So it's more
Well,
of
that should do for a night.
yeah. So it's more of a night thing.
Hmm.
Hmm.
We're gonna look like high class with all
Charles,
these
do I
huts
still
open.
feel a connection to my deity? Do I feel divine power? There's
Yeah.
not any kind of break of that. Okay.
Nope.
I'm gonna ask the grandma if there's anyone on the island who takes stuff from crash ships from the beach.
Ooh, good question.
Especially
Um,
with a rule of no thieving.
it's possible, but most likely, if it was taken, it was then given to the masters
Hmm.
because they
Well,
demand tribute.
all of our stuff was taken. I just realized we're still on
Most
our.
people who arrive here shipwrecked wake up with nothing. We're not even sure exactly how it happens. It may be the masters doing it. We don't know.
Well, is this the island that when you walk on it, everything's gone?
Ro has her stuff.
Okay, never mind.
Ro was also conscious when she came upon
Yes.
the shore.
We're still all in our undergarments.
Believe me, I look fantastic.
I love the little wooden strip you had in that
Yeah,
one.
I thought I was going through it, and I was like, "Oh, this will be funny." And I had both my kids. Why'd you put a wooden strip across your chest? Because it's funny.
I loved it. And Grandma's like, "Oh, if you have any need of regular clothing, you can go over to the hut on the side over there, and they have a tailor."
Okay. I think we should go get some new clothes.
To the tailor.
You find the tailor's hut, and he's got a bunch of generic outfits, simple outfits,
Just cloth.
are woven plant fibers too, and sometimes mixes of the two.
I'm
Yes,
just
can I
saying.
help you?
Yes, I'd like a little bit more clothing, please, than just my underwear. I seem to have been shipwrecked and
The female
Ah,
orc hasn't
newcomers.
spoken. We walk into a clothing store, and it's like, "I like clothes."
All right, yes, newcomers, you're welcome. Right now available, I can fit most of you, but you two, I'm going to have to change some fittings because y'all are a bit large.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Do we
Do
have
you
to?
have any fiber or cloth that I can use to replenish my stock?
We got coconuts earlier.
Should have brought the sails.
I'm willing to help you find fiber.
I,
And
I do believe
I
that
will
Mac.
too.
I believe that Mac found some old sails. Is that correct, Mac?
Yeah, I found them, but it looked like it was
that's,
somebody's. I wasn't gonna take them.
I believe they're still on the beach.
We can show you the shipwreck.
He won't. He probably won't go down there.
We can go
Oh,
get
I don't
stuff
need
from the
to know.
shipwreck.
We can do it. I
It's
will go.
hopefully it's not. Most of it's not underwater by. I'll
It'll
go
take
with
you
them,
about an hour to get there and back.
and it's around 3 o'clock. Then
Yeah.
okay, let's go.
As we work through the jungle, I'm going to keep my eyes open to see if I can find anything, fibers and things that are good.
Yeah, who would walk through the
No,
jungle with their eyes closed?
that's not what I mean, but okay.
There are beasts on this
You make
island.
it back to the beach where y'all were from earlier, and you do find the cloth still sitting there.
Okay, I'm gonna. So does it look like it's somebody's, or is it just?
You don't know.
It's a communal island, so everything belongs to the island.
I don't know because it would be counting as stealing, and I don't want my unspoken.
But we're
If
not.
you are giving it to the town for the use of making clothes for the people,
What do
you
you
would be
mean? All of our
within the
stuff was
bounds.
stolen.
It looks like it was being like
Our
dried.
stuff, I don't think our stuff was stolen.
It was repurposed for the town.
Yes.
Good
It
point.
became property of this island when we seemingly became property of this island
I'm
ourselves.
talking about our
Oh.
armor and weapons.
That's
Yes,
what it
I'm
sounds.
afraid. I'm afraid your armor is gone. It's
Well,
absolutely
can I see
probably
if
gone.
this looks like it was just sitting there from when we got here? If it just was set up like this? The
At this point, the cloth has dried out, but it was wet.
so somebody obviously put it up there to get it dried.
It was from shipwreck.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Poseidon put
it
it up
was
there.
sails. It was rolled up sails, like replacement sails from the shipwreck.
So if we take it, technically ours since it was our ship. So I'm gonna take them.
Okay. Now head back to the tailor.
Yeah.
There's none of the any other people that were with us on the ship. Nothing. I mean, it's just us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any other signs.
There's
It's
not even
odd.
bodies left now.
Yeah. Does it look? Does the water look? Did the water look like it was rising higher on the beach?
That doesn't happen till nighttime.
Okay.
Is that
I,
dead
I don't know
body
how
in the
that
boat
was.
still there, or is it gone?
It is gone too.
Does
A large chunk of the boat has been destroyed to get it.
interesting. Can I recheck the boat now that there's more space to kind of get in and look?
It has been shredded now.
Hmm. Okay.
Something very large and hard ripped through it.
Clearly, it was the shredder.
Hmm.
And who knew?
But you do see some more signs of the root tracks.
Ooh, more roof tracks.
I'm pretty sure that I don't think that they are root roots. However,
And
I'm
now-
questioning.
moving on.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, y'all make it back to the tailor?
Okay. We got your cloth.
He's like, oh, thank you. This will be perfect. I can replenish my stocks. And I managed to tailor these two outfits, and he hands one to each of the orcs.
Hey.
And you notice they all fit you perfectly.
And you are good.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you, sir.
And even though there's simple cloth made out of really simple materials, it's even form-fitting and attractive on you, Nicola.
Somebody should give this man a coconut as a
Yes.
tip.
I think some of us still have a coconut.
I think we put all our coconuts in the coconut
I'm the
bin.
only one.
You've been
Alright.
holding the coconut for the past couple hours.
Once y'all get dressed in simple clothing, Tip comes by. He's like, "Hello.
Hello.
Y'all got clothing now. It's nice, isn't it?"
It is.
He can make wonderful clothes. Even though they're made out of crud, they feel nice.
Is there any magic in the clothing?
Make an arcana check.
Ah, where's my guy? There it is. Ooh, this is not going to go well.
You ain't got a clue.
Oh, I can do Arcana. Wait, can I? I don't think I'm trained. Can do I? I thought I was trained.
Riker, you're not certain if they've been enspelled, but you do know that just from the look of the material, it feels better than you would expect that material to feel, especially to your elven senses.
I relay that to the group.
I just realized I'm really good at craft.
You're really
Did they make clothes for Ro?
They did?
Ro,
did?
did you take them, or are you still wearing your sail?
Oh, it's a dress now. I'll take them, but I'm gonna keep wearing my clothes.
I'm sure those fibers are much nicer than the sail you've been wearing.
I would have to say these feel fantastic.
I'm sticking to my dress.
No.
That's fine. It doesn't really matter.
And on the corner, he's like, if anyone wants, we have hats on the corner.
What
This
kind of hats?
can be harsh to those who aren't used to it.
Just straw hats?
I'll take a hat.
Yeah,
They
you
have a
might.
couple different varieties. They have the traditional, like, farmer Chinese type, Asian style hat. They also have the more wide brim, like European style straw hat.
I'm not gonna take a hat.
I
No
do
one's
believe I will also take a wide brim hat.
the
I'm very
Asian
fair skinned. I don't want a bow.
Asian style, please.
Mm-hmm. Y'all are all looking like you belong. Welcome to the island. And if anyone hasn't said it, I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Was that Tip or the Taylor?
I'm assuming that's a
That's the tailor.
tailor.
Taylor, okay.
Thank you profusely.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. He gets back to his work and he starts immediately working on the cloth y'all brought in. And you watch his hands move with expertise you can only imagine.
I believe he's been doing this for quite some time now.
Yeah. Is there anything else we should check out here?
What would you like? Tip's down talking to y'all.
I want to get one of them fancy clubs they got walking around with little black bits of stone in it.
I don't think.
Oh no, those aren't. We don't make those. I don't know where they get them.
I'm sure you would have to pass some
I
chemistry
think the
checks.
priestess gave them to them.
It probably
Well, let's go see the priestess.
as
Uh,
we've
She's
walked
not
through
available.
town,
She will show up.
has
tonight.
anybody like looked oddly the fact that like has anybody else had weapons, or are we the
The
only
only-
ones
Notice
carrying?
almost everyone is carrying at minimum a dagger or two, and some of them have spears.
Okay,
Well, I have a
just
spear.
want to make
so-
sure that we're not just walking around this thing like armed and they're.
A few of the males look like they're armed in better gear and even have some improvised wooden armor. The ones, and they look like the ones that are also carrying axes or saws to go out into the jungle.
Okay.
And
So
you
it's a
see
bow.
3 men that each have bows on their back.
3 men. I'm gonna ask Tip if those guys are important.
Those the
These are 3
hunters?
different guys than the ones we saw with the paddles.
3 different guys. They are hunters.
Hunters. Hey,
Yeah.
They
Probably
provide fresh meat.
not earlier.
fresh meat. So there are animals on this island?
Lots of them.
Oh my god. And you eat them?
Yes.
Oh, that's horrible.
Are you not an eater of the meats?
How could you do that? That
Because it's tasty.
It's fantastic. My new favorite word.
But at the same, I know you would be shocked by that, but at the same time, you do believe in balance, so you understand that animals must be eaten because it's the way of nature.
it hurts, but I get it.
Yes.
You know, if we're gonna be here for a long time, I may join those hunters.
You're gonna leave us?
No.
I cannot not do a British accent.
It doesn't matter. Do the accent.
Okay.
It's just there's no rules. It's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
my
you for
accent
your
goes from
assistance.
where I wanted it to a British to back to where I wanted it to British.
Yeah.
So just go with it. Like
Britain doesn't
it's.
exist here. It's okay.
That's a good point.
So, is there anything else you would like to do?
Mm,
I can show you around the village.
That sounds amicable.
let's do a tour.
Absolutely awesome.
All right. He shows you around the village, pointing out the few structures and the few huts. Importance. Nothing is really important. He seems to be highlighting things that kids would be interested in.
I think his brain is stuck as a 2-year-old.
A little older than that.
It's like Asher.
Do you just leave?
Eventually, he then takes you to a hut where they have animals that are being cleaned.
Get out.
Row, don't look. Don't look, Row.
What kind
Turn
what kind of
around.
animals
Turn
do they have
around.
here?
Turn around.
What are
Most of the animals you see here are pigs.
Oh, okay.
You do notice next to the hut is a pen with a bunch of chickens and a few extra pigs in it.
I'm gonna go over to them.
You get a pet?
Yes, I am.
Guys, do you think
The
they have
chickens
any
are being
bacon?
fed really well with the complement of natural things from the jungle.
I heard bacon goes really well for ghost. I don't know where I heard that, but someone said it once.
Might be in the future.
So we start it now. Eve learned about it.
Oh yeah.
What's
This is where it was
bacon?
first said.
You find some also in back in furry row when you get there. You notice that there are a couple of big fat mama goats.
Aww. Look how cute they are. No? Okay.
Yeah, I am with you, girl. You look
Okay,
like
And you can tell that the goats are being used for milking.
Be right back, guys.
So it's not the only where they had
just
islands.
taking a goat break.
Do y'all need to take a bio break while he's taking his break?
Sounds good.
Sure, sure. See if
We'll take 5 minutes. That's not.
Finally, hide yourself. I can still see you.
Why do I need to hide?
Because I want to trick everybody else.
Literally, no one cares about. They're not.
Fine.
We'll just think you got back last.
That's why we need to go back and get more coconuts.
Why?
We can have our own horses. We did that for Halloween one year in high school. Walked around the whole high school all day long with coconuts.
I used to do the galloping that they would do.
Mm-hmm.
I was always a big Monty Python fan.
I used to be able to quote it from start to finish, but
Yeah, for the most part.
Isn't Monty Python the movie that that sound came up from the message for you, sir?
yes,
Yes.
And the holy hand grenade?
yes. And the Killer Rabbit and Bravely Bold Sir Robin.
Isn't the killer rabbit in Minecraft?
Probably at some point.
Yep, they did.
It's where it's only a flesh wound comes from.
So many of the modern jokes come from that movie because that movie was a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Other jokes too.
A lot of it is just really dry British humor, like just dumb situational stuff.
Like a biscuit?
Like I fart in your general direction. Your father smells of elderberry, and
We're
your
on a
mother.
quest for the Holy Grail. Well, I tell him, but I don't think he'll be too keen. You see, he's already got one.
I told him he already got one.
He's already got one.
Yes. Now go away, or I
You
shall
see it?
taunt you a second time.
No.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I don't know.
African or European? If two swallows carrying it together with like a vine in between the text of them. I didn't vote for you. Some watery tot distributing sports is no form for a government.
Some watery tot lobbing scimitars.
Yes, that's what it is. Need to go back and watch it again. I've only seen it a couple hundred times.
I love it.
Have you seen the one where they do it's the meme and it shows the bunny rabbit and it's like somebody's attacking my home. It's like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna attack him. Rolls a 20.
Yes.
Wait, what?
There's a guy who does Minecraft animations, and he did the animation of that entire scene with the audio from it, but all in Minecraft.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
That's committed.
Yep, it was good.
All right, I got the screen back up.
All right, we are back. Now it is almost 5 p.m. now,
Okay.
and you notice that they're starting to gather outside the amphitheater.
I think we should go to the amphitheater.
I agree.
I will follow you.
Okay. And Tip is getting really excited. And you see him starting to hang out with the kids.
I'd say he's 5.
Alright. Eventually, everyone starts lining up, and when they line up, they go past this hut, and everyone's got food there, and everyone takes a bowl with basically a couple of heavy folded plant fronds, and then they lop in some different. There's some. It looks like there's a couple choices. Like you could have stew, you could have a bit of meat and some vegetables, or you can have a veggie plate. And everyone just goes by and grabs what they want. Some people take a little bit of all three. Some people take whatever they want. It's just basically come and get it. And at the end, there's a bunch of those coconut cookies and some other treats.
I want to specifically ask if does stew have any meat in it?
Yes.
I want that one.
Okay. Then get some.
Thank you much.
I'm gonna grab a cookie on the when I pass it.
Okay. Does everyone get food?
Yes.
I'll also grab a cookie.
I'm gonna hold off for now.
The
Okay.
ranger here said that the cookies are awesome, so I will
I'll
take a
get food.
cookie as well.
What'd you say?
I'll get food.
Okay. And Jason?
I will go ahead and get just a portion of everything and eat.
Okay. And once everyone has their food, everyone basically files into the amphitheater to sit down and eat and chat and talk. It's just one big communal, everyone's eating and having fun.
Okay.
And finally, once everyone's finished their food without saying anything, they all wanted to, one by one, start getting up and putting their fronds into a pile that's in the center. There's a ring.
There's the what?
There's a ring where everyone's starting to pile up those fronds that everyone was eating with.
Should we throw our stuff in it?
Yes.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
in Rome,
Follow the crowd.
And
What do you want to do?
you notice the sun is starting to go down, and you see the three big guys with the swords walk in and sit at the other side of the amphitheater, and behind them comes a very tall, skinny woman. She's about 7 foot tall, and her outfit is a lot like the full hajib. The full everything is covered. And her proportions are like a stretched person.
Sounds like that Resident Evil 7 character. I mean 8.
Okay.
I believe I'm just
Greetings.
gonna watch in
Welcome
amazement.
all. Tonight we are here for the night of remembrance. Those who wish to tell their stories can tell them of the outside world and dangers. And if those who wish to tell their good stories of their happy times here on the island, please, let's share our remembrance. And all the kids are like rapt attention sitting down in the front. And some of the adults aren't really paying attention, but most of the adults are paying attention.
So, what I'm getting here is everyone on this island is doesn't like the mainland because it's the war that happened over there. So they only have bad memories.
Eventually, a person stands up, goes down, and starts talking to the priestess. And the priestess smiles. And the person turns around and begins to speak. And as she speaks, the priestess, you'll notice she does move her hands and whispers something. And in the air behind her, everyone starts seeing what she's saying.
Ooh.
The death.
Now, as a sorcerer, I'm looking at this like, ooh, that's nice. That's something
Yes.
that I would like to learn. This
You
is
recognize it as an illusion spell.
yeah. That's now I see that and I'm like, ooh, that's
It's a
interesting.
full-on audio and visual illusion.
So people who are deaf can
And
say
as the
here.
lady speaks, the vision lags behind because it's obviously that this priestess is the one making the illusion. And the lag is enough that you do not believe it's something scripted or anything like that. The priestess is actually responding to everything she says and making it happen.
Like sign language. That's cool.
Yes, like a sign language interpreter standing to the side, basically.
Or
And
translator.
the lady tells a story about how she grew up poor and in squalor, and there was just so many bad things going on in the world around them, and how she managed to sneak aboard a ship, but the people on the ship treated her poorly, and then pirates attacked, and the pirate sunk the ship and threw her overboard, but somehow she miraculously didn't die and washed ashore on the island, and how she came here and the people took her in, and she's never had any problems since, as long as she worked hard. And a few people clap, and the children are just staring up at the visuals of whatever was going on.
I think we should talk to that lady.
Then she sits down, and the priestess smiles at her, and someone else gets up, and they tell another story, similar, very similar. And then finally, another one gets up and tells the story about all the demons and the war and all the fighting and the death, because no one wanted to come together to fight the demons. Everyone was fighting them independently, and how this was taking forever because the world out there is dangerous and no one works together. And then you get to another person who tells a story about how they were a slave to the pirates when their pirate ship ran aground on the island. And he remembers being saved by the masters and how they managed to take out all the pirates, and he still never managed to see one of them. That he is so proud that he managed to follow a rule without even knowing about it. And as he's talking about this, he's kind of glossing over it, but on the illusion in the sky, you see like watching a Saturday morning cartoon, pirates on the deck of a ship and invisible assailants like whirlwinds beating, bashing and smashing and destroying everything. And the kids are like, and this goes on for about an hour or so, and then someone gets up and actually tells a story about how their life has been better here, not about how bad the outside was. He said nothing bad about the outside world, but he just talked about how being here is like everyone is family. And then the last person that speaks is the man that she had mentioned was the oldest one here. And he comes forward and he starts telling a story about how he was dying and he had heard of this island, and so he came here and found the masters and promised to worship them if they would save him, and now he's been alive for longer than anyone else here.
We should actually talk to that guy. You may have seen him.
When he's speaking while this is happening, does anybody seem disturbed by that, or
Nope. everyone is clapping and they're very happy about it.
I mean,
The
when
kids are a little bored
Elijah's
because they're
character is
actually-
speaking.
What?
I'm talking about Elijah's character talking during the events that are
We're
going on.
not. I'm not talking out loud like that. I'm just giving my thoughts that isn't in game.
No, this is people are randomly murmuring agreements or saying, get them, fight.
Okay.
People are actually speaking throughout this
There's
thing.
already an interaction within the audience.
So
Yeah.
it's normal. People probably won't even care.
Now that you've watched it, especially Zago, you can think of this is a lot more like a church service than it is a
Mm-hmm.
ceremony of any kind. It's like they're at their church and this is their worship. Because everything they talked about was how great the masters are and how beneficial they are and how pleasant they are and how happy the people are.
Oh.
And then finally, the ceremony ends, and the kids get up and they go off to play. Some of the adults wander around, and the princess is priestess is standing there for a few minutes with the 3 guards around her.
So the guards are for the priestess. Okay. Mm,
So what do y'all do?
I'm gonna talk to the the oldest guy here. Is he still near here?
Well, he's wandered off with a group of people.
Do we know where they went?
Well, you found him fairly easy during the day. It's not hard to find anyone because there's only about 200 people here.
I'll talk to the priestess if I can get to
I
her.
guess we'll go with her.
The priestess seems to be waiting.
I'll approach her and
As
One of the guards instinctively does
also-
the whole tighten his hand on his weapon.
I'll also follow my friend here to
And the
accompany
priestess
the princess.
looks up. Newcomers, I take it you enjoyed our show?
it's very informative. It's been a long
Yes.
day.
You do not strike me as the type who come looking for this place.
No,
did
it
it.
was. We
That
were
is
Are
correct.
those who care to stay?
Yes, I was. We were shipwrecked here, not so it wasn't our choice. Um, I know all of one person, even the people with me in this group. I don't know them except for one. I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. Um, and the people up here have been very friendly, and but it's not my home yet. I don't. I want to know my options, and I don't know who the masters are here. I don't know. It's not my goal to live here forever. I just want to know, is there opportunity available to leave the island?
If you wish to leave, there is a ceremony that you can do when you will leave, but you will have all memory of the island removed from you.
Does it remove all memory or just the island?
All memory of the island.
Is there anything you can tell us about the masters?
No. That is the reason that they must remain secret.
Very well.
They do not trust the world even less than most of those on the island.
Would they be the ones that would take us off the island if we went through the ceremony? I understand there's no boats.
If you go through the ceremony, from what I understand, it would be deposited on the next island over.
Mm.
I believe that is her island.
Yes, Ro?
Really?
Is your island?
That would be correct.
How do they? How do
Is
they
it-
transport?
Is it a painful process? Like, is it someone like punching me in the head? And I've had that before, and I have lost memories.
No, we're not barbarians.
Have you seen this
As
girl
she says
before?
that, she looks at the big orc.
It's It's okay, Jason. She means well.
Isn't
We do not discriminate against anyone as
isn't
long as
Will
they follow the rules.
How
Have
many
you seen
rules
this
are
girl
there?
before?
As
Go.
many rules are needed to keep everyone safe.
Okay.
We do not tolerate the harm of any of our followers.
Is that the ultimate goal? To have a sanctuary of safety?
Yes, the masters simply want to be left alone and to enjoy the worship of those faithful.
Thank you. It's a lot to process. I thank you for the
I can
information.
tell you this, the ceremony is magical, so it will not be painful. I do not know about the arrival on the other island, but I do know it will not be painful, the ceremony itself.
Okay. Um,
Priestess, is there any way, and I will open with your guards, if you wish, may stay, but is there any way I could speak to you alone?
What do you mean?
I left my home on guidance from my deity. I am curious if my
You've had a
happenstance
dream.
upon I did.
Dreams are powerful things. Many of the old ones like to use that. And she names your deity. Is that your deity?
Yes.
I thought so. You seem like a dreamer. We do not have any ill will towards the other gods.
But what is within my dream is concerning. Maybe even to this place.
Hmm. Unfortunately, I do not think the masters would share your concern. Perhaps if you had more information than a dream, you could come to them.
Maybe I will garner some over time. But at this time, all I know is I am now among these people and among your people.
Yes. I do not sense that any of you mean us ill will. Crass attitude of one thing, but ill will none. And that she actually has a little smirk towards the barbarian again.
Since we may have to take a little bit of time to make a decision on whether we will go through this magical ceremony you've offered, what is it that we could do to be beneficial to the community here? And is there a way that we may maybe go garner information from these masters or others on concerns, as I have said, of my dream or things of that nature?
I do not know. Perhaps your dream tonight will change the masters. They know of these things.
I will look forward to that.
If you're a dreamer and you have your dream, perhaps they will see. They see everything. I'm not sure how. But they are aware of more on this island than any would guess. So what do you do? She is
I'm
turned now and is starting to walk away.
gonna go find the old man. The oldest man, I mean.
Mhm.
I want to ask you.
You notice a lot of the people are already starting to bed down for the night.
Okay. And I find the old man.
At this
think
point in
I'm.
time, you do not see him out and about. He may have already bedded down.
Oh crap.
I'm gonna go find a spot to put up the cabin.
Okay, I'll go with you. We'll be able to find these people tomorrow.
We have to make sure that we have enough room that we don't disturb anything around us. So we need at least a 20 by 20 spot that's very clear with just to make sure. I don't want to disturb these people.
I'm gonna
They seem very nice.
I'm gonna search for a clear spot that.
Y'all can easily find a clear spot.
Okay.
In fact, you find a spot that looks about the perfect size and it looks like it's been just cleared.
Okay. Right here, boy.
And I'm going to cast Cozy Cabin.
Do you often sleep under the stars, or do you have shelter on your island?
Sometimes I choose to stay outside, but I did build a place.
When you came to your island, was your ship or whatever it is that you were on the island, or was it a clear beach?
Well, there were a few pieces. Obviously, there were sails because I'm wearing them.
Because you're wearing one.
Um,
Not to
I'm
mention, you
curious.
found a few other shipwrecks over the years.
Yeah.
My curiosity this time, and you may have thought of this. I'm not certain, but it seems the priestess recognized you. Is it possible that you have been on this island before?
Um, Not that I can remember.
I wouldn't think you would if the ceremony worked.
You have no way of
Uh,
knowing.
Or the masters, like she said, can see everything, so I wouldn't see why they wouldn't know what's going on in the next
I
island over.
would think that was yes.
Or you were here, didn't want to be here, and part of the ritual is erasing the memory of this island.
But
He
also,
has
why would
caught
I
up.
not want to be here if I was 11? I don't, it was people.
You may have had a family. Do you remember family?
Um, well, I know I must have had a family, and there's like a feeling that I had family, but I can't remember. There are animals, though.
Maybe she knew someone that looked like you, that was part of your family members.
I think
She knows
she
where I live.
yes.
Perhaps her family was the slaughterers of these pigs that we saw earlier, and she just could not deal with it. So she asked to be removed from the island.
But she knew stuff about you, so maybe she can read minds.
It's
Just
also possible. I'm. We're just coming up with the scenarios here.
Those that are in the spiritual and divine nature would understand the ways and speakings of the gods. Yes, I do not discount this knowledge.
also, other people would recognize me here if
Maybe
I
they do.
lived here.
And
So I
maybe
need to talk to the old guy.
maybe
Maybe
it's
he
your
knows
dad.
something.
My dad.
Maybe it is your grandfather.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow.
Maybe it's your son.
Oh.
Dun
Maybe
dun
you're a lot older than
dun.
you think.
I'm as old as the earth, actually.
All right. So it's late now. We're going to go to sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sleeping in the cabin for those who want to sleep
Yes.
inside. However, I do not look downly on those that want to sleep outside and watch the stars. I believe that is very, very amusing and something that's amazing. However, I want to
I'm
have
gonna
comfort for
sleep
my party.
outside under the stars.
I'm sleeping outside.
I'm sleeping inside.
You're muted.
I'm gonna walk in the cabin and just bluntly say, "I've been told I snore," and then like fall face forward onto a bed and go to sleep.
I will. I'm gonna. I'm gonna stay
Nicola,
up for a while.
will you be the one
No,
that
I'm.
turns him over when he's not snoring, or do
No,
you
I'm.
snore as well?
I will be outside. I'm gonna stand watch for a while. I, I have a lot to process, and
If this is true fact, then there might be a point in time at night that the house just disappears because I have to get away.
that'll be
He
fun.
just he walks outside the tent and Jason just falls down onto the ground.
Yeah.
That's fine. He he is hardy enough to handle that.
Okay. So y'all sleep the night, and Dreamer, you have your dream as usual. But here on the island, you notice your dream is a little bit more vivid and a little bit more durable in your memory than previously. But it's still the same dream. No details have changed.
What now?
Morning comes, and everyone hears the sound of the roosters crowing, and the villagers are beginning to go about their day. Some of them are actually standing in a group, and they are performing some kind of morning ritual.
Just gonna observe them.
Zango was on go.
Anyone who observes them notices them basically face towards the temple in the center of the island and praise the masters.
Mm.
When their little morning ritual ends, you notice that it was the oldest man was leading them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to him.
As you approach, he's like, "Well, young one, I've felt you've been looking for me."
I wanted to ask you some questions.
Of course you do.
Um,
Young
I
always
wanted,
has so many questions.
I wanted to know if you've seen the master people.
No,
Mm.
I make sure of that. The only thing I've seen is their feet as I groveled at them.
What did their feet look like?
Green.
Like
Just green.
like root boots.
Yeah, like a tree.
Same as a normal man's, just green and somewhat scaly.
Mm.
Apparently, normal men have green scaly heel feet here.
But they still have the same shape and structure,
Yeah. Mm.
same size. There's not much different. We don't fault anyone for the way they were born.
What's up? Hmm.
We have never heard of this island or the properties that it bestows upon its people. We heard and understand from your story that you knew of this place before you left.
Yes,
Was this
long,
more
long ago it was known. I mean, I believe, if memory serves me, I've been here for almost 800 years.
Oh, you've almost been here for the 1,000
you
years.
you are the one that Tip calls grandpa?
Correct. He's a sad child.
We
He
heard
had
he was
promised.
normal before his fall.
Yes, a little over eager, but quite normal. He had promised. We were expecting him to be one of the old ones.
So,
He still may be, but he's aged more than I've seen many. I'm guessing he's no longer capable of providing what the island needs.
The island only provides longevity to those that it finds suitable.
As far as I can tell, basically, especially in my case, I made a promise to them and I've kept it.
What was your promise?
I cannot tell you. It is between me and them.
Okay.
But I
That
live
was
my life by my promise. My word is my bond, and they have kept theirs.
I'll respect that.
This offer you made when you came to this island, there were others here at the time?
Yes,
And the promise you made, did you make this to the masters or to the priestess?
to the masters. I found them going down the beach one day, and I groveled and begged for them. And they heard my pleas, and they answered my prayers.
Your goal in coming here was longevity?
My goal was simply not to die as young as I would have.
Were you diseased?
Yes.
An affliction of the time?
No, I do not know. I've never heard of anyone with my affliction.
Oh, to give
Have,
I
cracks.
was
have
cursed.
you have you do you still
You
have
have a butt
do
crack.
you still have this disease, or have you been cured of it?
I do not have it any longer. I was cursed by a demon.
I've heard of those. They are nasty.
Yes. Apparently, I stopped the demon lord's plan, and he decided to punish me for doing that.
What was the demon lord's plan? Did you figure it out?
No, that's the worst part. I don't even know what I did. But
Sir,
apparently, whatever I did stopped 100 years of his planning, and he decided to curse me.
may I ask you, sir, were you once an adventurer?
No, I was a wizard.
Probably took an arrow to the knee.
I I want to bow my head and say, as a wizard and to a sorcerer, I would love to learn from you, sir.
I haven't cast in over 700 years.
But you still must have knowledge. Knowledge is power, sir.
I try not to think about those days.
Understandable.
I thought you were a sorcerer.
I am a wizard to a sorcerer.
Aren't those different? From my understanding, I'm not super magical, but
A wizard.
Clearly,
Oh,
he needs
a,
more study.
a wizard earns his magical power. A sorcerer is born with it.
I was born
Maybe
magical.
he's
I
born with
was
it.
I was born with this.
And they're both arcane.
That's one of the reasons why my family disowned me. But, however, such an old wizard must have extreme amounts of knowledge. However, he has not used his knowledge in many a time. I was only seeking knowledge. Knowledge is one of those things that I love. More knowledge is more power.
Yes, I remember those days of my youth.
mm,
I sought to unravel the mysteries of the universe, somehow
May,
getting cursed for my efforts.
I
may I
also
ask?
do the same. God
May I?
pray, or the
In your
masters
time,
pray that that does not happen to me.
were the gods of nature still leading over the lands?
The lords,
Yes.
they don't need anything, they just exist.
They did not have nations.
No,
Well, I
they're
would
Have
be
just
sorry
the,
to
you
tell
they're
you,
just
sir,
the
but they do
living
now.
embodiments of the forces of nature.
have you not heard of the changes in the outside world?
I try to avoid that at all costs.
That is understandable.
May I ask what you did what exactly you did before you were cursed?
I do not know.
Not
I
how
was
you got
just conducting my research.
of what?
Magic itself. I was trying to divine the nature of the universe.
Do you still have records of this magic?
No, I left all of that behind when I set off for this island.
I thank you for your time. I'm gonna walk off.
Do you know who I am? You ever seen me before?
No?
So I didn't ever live here.
Well, there's other villages, so I wouldn't know. I've
Shoot.
only lived in this one village.
Okay, thank you
Thank you. I'm
for
sure I'm
your.
gonna leave.
The only thing I can tell you about my time from before is I remember the warm summers and the mild winters and how nice it was. But not as nice as this perfect weather here.
I'm gonna say
And that's
same.
something that strikes you as odd. Warm, warmer winters are something that only happens down in the part of the country you're from, Zago, which is way down to the south.
Was I close enough to still hear him say this? I
Mhm.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay. We heard there was
Y'all are
storm.
currently up into the northern area where the winters are bitterly cold.
So he was saying that that was what happened before he came here.
He was from where it was warm in the summer and warm in the winter, and he took a canoe to the island.
So he was near the island.
But the weather was different. The island moves.
Well, sir, I don't want to trouble you any further.
Is this the last island?
However, if you were to remember anything from your past and magical, I would be ecstatic to learn from you, sir.
Unfortunately, I will try not to.
That's
Oh, even if we
understandable.
asked where he was, maps wouldn't have been the same.
Yes, but a lot of cities would still be around if he was from a major city.
Excuse me, mister, where's the highest point on this in this island? On this
Oh,
island?
he's gonna get up there and throw a rock.
The temple is the highest point.
How do you get to the very top?
You don't.
That's where the masters are.
Yes, we only go to the temple at all once a year.
What day is that island yet?
The winter solstice.
How close is that?
It happened a few months ago.
Okay.
Could you tell us where you're from?
He names the country, and it's a country way to the south, thousands of miles away.
The
And
south.
you took a canoe from that location?
The island was only about 20, 30 miles off coast.
The island's moving.
Are we on
And
the
he catches up.
back of a giant turtle?
Oh, can we get some airbending powers?
Oh, a giant turtle. I love reptiles.
I'm gonna tell him that the island is probably moving because we're not in the same spot.
Would not surprise me. I would think the masters are capable of anything, considering
I
their mastery over life and death.
well, I hope we don't move again.
Wait, does that mean the other island is also moving?
I would say if the island is moving, it is doing it at a small pace. Or it can move quickly at a moment's notice. Either one.
And he would have never been able to get to it that in that time
Ooh.
span.
Well, even if the island was moving at a small pace, now that we're in the north and he traveled and it was at the south and it's maintained that environment around the island, that's another big thing. Sorry,
Well, he
that's
just says it's perfect weather.
exactly. But the thing is it's perfect weather from where he lived.
So maybe
But we live. It's in the north now.
Yes, y'all are
But
currently in the winter right now, but it's warm on the island.
yeah, so it's
maybe
maintained. It's maintained its environment no
maybe
matter where the island is, if it is in fact moving.
maybe it's
If it,
moving to
if
the
it
perfect
were
weather spots.
a living being, the very presence of that living being could be enough to change the weather on it if it was large enough.
Or it's just moving to the spots where it has perfect weather every time.
No, because where we were was in a cold winter.
Where we are currently is a bitter winter area.
But this island is not exhibiting that weather.
Nope.
Correct.
But have we seen any other places like that across?
Ro, you said you've been on your island for 10 years?
Yeah.
Have you noticed the island has always been there for this 10 years?
Has it always been there?
Mhm.
It has always been here.
What has the weather been like on your island?
Is it around the same or
Your island never freezes, but it does get cold.
yeah.
So and
You're actually surprised how warm it is over here on this island.
what was the guy that we met had coconuts? What was his name again?
Tip.
Tim.
Oh,
Pip,
uh,
Larry.
Tip said that one of them was used for
Oh,
one of those like big stone places was used for storms, and he said they rarely come. So there are some bad weather times.
So the storm has to be strong enough to break whatever magical barrier is up.
well, it could be of a magical nature itself. It could
You
just
know,
be
one of
wind.
the big weapon guys, has walked up.
Hello, sir.
Would you like to trade weapons?
Priestess would like to talk to you.
To which one?
All of us?
Hello.
She didn't specify. She said she would like to talk to you.
Okay,
I guess we're
let's
all
go
going.
ahead. We really don't have a choice. We have no weapons.
Yeah,
We
there's
have to
nothing on the
follow the
TV
rules.
anyhow.
The what?
Actually, I've got Roblox right here and Sunny with a Chance over there, so way too
All
much
right.
entertainment happening.
The guy takes you to the big hall.
As soon as I walk out, the house just kind of goes
Wait,
into
you
into a
already out?
mist.
You're talking.
I mean, we're talking, but he could have been standing in the doorway.
Yeah,
It's like, hello.
I'm just adding it for flavor, man. It's not going to affect
All
anything.
right.
It's just flavor.
The guy stands at the end of the hall and stays at the goes like he's standing in place.
I guess we're going in.
Let's do it.
I'll walk in first.
You go inside and find in the center of this hall is a room inside that looks like a big wide open area where the temperature is even hotter.
Like 60 degrees.
No, it's like 80 in this room.
Goodness.
Can we crack a window? You want us to leave the door open?
The two other guards are standing next to the priestess. Hello. Have you thought about your choices?
Yes. Yes, I
Have you
have.
had a dream?
I have not had a dream.
My dream, while more intense and lifelike, it is frustratingly the same. I have no revelations.
Yes. The masters agree with your interpretation.
Do they believe there is a danger to this island?
They do not believe anything that affects them currently. Again, they say find information.
Are they wishing this of me?
If you choose to leave, you will be granted the knowledge that this island exists, but not what is on it other than part of your dream.
They wish me to return
They
with
want to know
knowledge.
what your dream means in case it does spell
They,
a
they
bad
do want you
portent.
to know.
Well, I do not know this crew that is around me now, but I believe that my goddess has brought me here for a reason and has brought this, while unorthodox group of people together. There may be a reason for it.
The masters agree. They believe fate's hand is at play.
I'm sorry,
They
Charles.
wish to offer you a gift as well.
I will receive any gift the masters wish to give.
Upon the completion of your ceremony, you will be gifted items befitting your goals.
Is it old items?
We cannot offer you what was once yours because we were not responsible for its taking.
It was.
It is the magic
I
of the island.
But what if
No
we
one
have?
who is dangerous is allowed to keep any of their possessions.
I believe my companions at this time are slightly in the dark. Not that anything I say anymore will open their eyes to anything, because I must be clear and say that I still do not fully understand the intention of my goddess, but I wish to explain to them the basics of my dream before we continue in this discussion. Is that agreeable with you?
Please do.
Companions, my goddess, Desna, she is the one who speaks through dreams. She is one of the protectors of travelers. I am one of her wards. I have followed her for many years. I have been an acolyte in her temple. And as you can tell by my appearance, I am not one to walk amongst the world, as some of you are as well. My dream is of
That is
calamity.
agreeable.
Calamity upon the world. It is disruptive, destructive, and unsettling. It pushed me to leave my people. It pushed me to leave my family. And I have come to you, and we have been brought here. I don't know your beliefs, I do not know your faith, but I do believe we have been brought here to learn and change something. It clearly involves this island in some way, and the only way off of it is to do this ceremony. And I cannot ask of you anymore, but I do think you would have a choice here of taking the ceremony, losing your memories, and going about your business, or taking the ceremony and following the task of my deity on this mission.
Well, I do have reserves. I left the mainland, as it were, to remove myself from masters. I have reserves on collecting new masters just to be free.
That is why I'm giving you a choice.
I shall
This
do
is your
whatever it
choice.
takes to move forward. However, I have my reserves, and I don't understand why we have to follow new masters. I my all my life I've had people telling me I can or cannot do certain things that was born to me. So I will do whatever is necessary. However, I may not like it, and I may have my reserves. I do apologize, but that is the thing. I don't want to have a master. I want to be free.
Think of it in this way. If, at the very least, you believe my deity would bring me here to stop a calamity among the world, and would task these masters with giving us the ability to do this, even just to bring them knowledge. I wouldn't look at these as your masters, but someone you can help along to stop the calamity.
That's understandable. I see your point. I
Not to
love.
mention, you will be erased memory of the masters even existing. You don't know after the ceremony. You won't even know they exist. All you know is this island needs the information for his dream, but you don't
Well,
know why.
you had me at calamity. Oh, excuse me. You had me at calamity. I'm always willing to fight for what's right. I'm always willing to
Alright.
solve the wrongs in the world. However, I want to do it my way. I want to do it without regret of upsetting a higher power. I want to fix the world, but I want to do it my way. But I also understand that there is a give and take. You had me at calamity.
I do not believe there is anything else I can say, unless anyone has another question, or I cannot give another clear definition of what I have given you. My goddess speaks plainly, but not with the exact details of the task. I would say you really have three choices. You can stay the island, live among the people, under the masters here, take the memory of the island completely, go about your business in your life. I think I just went Irish. Um,
Again,
or
doesn't matter.
A
you,
British Irish
No,
accent,
I
like
think no
sliding in.
one, no one but you is
is,
gatekeeping
is
your
hearing it.
accent.
Dude, you're
I'm
good, man. You're good.
You're
I'm loving
fine.
it.
I'm sorry.
I'm enthralled in it. So you just do your thing. Keep going. It's great. I love it.
And finally to accept the mission as it has been provided here by the priestess. I step forward closer to the priestess, and I say I am going along the mission. I am going along and taking this plunge.
I have two questions. Number one, did I used to live here? Because if I forget, I mean, I'll forget again, but I would just like to know.
You are unknown to me.
Okay. Number two, when you take away, if we accept the challenge thingy, we'll still remember each other.
Yes,
Good. But we'll just forget the masters and you guys.
the island will be nothing other than you feel a desire to find the information of the dream and bring it to the island.
Cool with me. I'm in.
I also agree.
Sounds fun. I'm in.
I gotta check my schedule. Who am I kidding? I'm in.
As I believe my goddess has probably brought me here for this, because there is no way that I could ever abandon a companion, and you seem to be in dire need. So you have my spear.
Nicola, you cannot ban an companion.
I don't know what you just said. What?
you you
He said, "I had you at calamity."
you cannot abandon a companion.
Oh,
This is
abandon a
Abandon.
companion.
this is a
Abandon?
new fact to me.
No. As
I
Zago has
I
said.
had my suspicions about you, but if you say you cannot abandon a companion, your trust in my heart has went up double fold.
Well, I was on the fence with you lot. uh, as I explained to the priestess, I don't know hardly any of you, and I have not spent much time with you. Bazago, in his plea, started with addressing us as companions, and I feel that was a very direct signal from my goddess that I need to be a part of this.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about you being an orc
Oh
and
yeah,
all.
I'm not sure about you at all either.
Well, I've had my reserves from orcs over the years, being an elf.
Of course.
But with us being roped into being companions, and you saying you are very loyal, that has increased my trust for you. And your also mate as an orc. I'm not
Ma
quite sure about him. However,
mate,
your
interesting.
decision,
Okay.
your decision,
He is
your
free if
decision,
you
and
wish to.
your loyalty really push forward my trust for you.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I just wanted to say that. Wanted
This
that
is
to be clear.
foundation stones. We'll call these.
All right.
Great session name,
That
by the
was.
way. Foundation Stones.
Now I have a great suggestion name suggestion.
All right.
All right. Anyway, move on. Moving on.
Y'all all agree to the ceremony then?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very well. We can begin whenever you're ready.
I open my arms wide and just kind of sit there like
Wait, what is that?
expecting something
Okay.
This is
like the
We are
worst.
going to stop here. When next we do play B team roll, y'all be waking up on the other island.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Awesome.
Sweet.
Great session.
all right,
All right.
guys. I forgot that I was
Core,
in
you
charge of
want
this
to send us out?
broadcast. I have to end
Core,
this
you want
out.
to send us out?
All right, we're just gonna wave bye, guys. It's been a
Bye.
See
blast.
ya. Love y'all.
See ya.
Peace.